Eldorado LT, not a custom, an LT. And it's not going to be any better than that. Once this inventory depletes, there's going to be no need to have those kind of discounts on a vehicle anywhere in the great US of A. It's just not going to happen when it comes to supply and demand, levels of inventory, turn and earn, inventory in the pipeline. All these things add up to determine what the manufacturers hand to the dealers and what the dealers are willing to do when it comes to discounting their vehicles. So no need to wait, especially if you're looking for an electric vehicle. I'm calling around town talking to everybody. You look at classic Kia Carrollton, $10,000 off. That's better than when they had the $7,500 tax credit. So there's a lot of great deals out there. And here again, once this inventory stabilizes, you could be missing out on, thousands plus thousands of dollars. Joining me on the show, the man, the myth, the legend. I don't know how he got here. Was it Care Flight? How did you make it in today?
The drone.
The drone? Got droned in?
Got droned in today. Yeah, it's a little cloudy, a little damp here in North Texas this morning. We're live here at Eldorado Chevrolet in McKinney, Texas. And we are celebrating today. This is the actual celebration time of 22 years for the Automotive Edge radio show to be on radio, hosted by the man, the myth, the legend, Kurt Chase. 22.
Can't believe it. It's gone by quick.
And so we're here to celebrate that today, and hope you'll join in. And if you would, just give him a call. Give us a call at 214-787-1190 and say, hey, Kurt, I've listened to you for 21 years. Been a long time listener, and this is my first time caller to say, wish you congratulations.
Well, I did get a phone call the other day, and the couple said, we've been listening to you since you were on The Word in 2012.
How about that?
13 years ago. And so we had a nice conversation, and we sent them over to Eldorado, and they're buying a Tahoe, and gave us a phone call and said, hey, are you still helping?
He's still helping.
And he goes, we still hear you, but we know if you're still helping. I said, well, if I'm still talking, I'm still helping. I promise.
No, we gave up on the help. We're just talking now.
Yeah, we're just yakking away.
Well, we're still here to help. And I'm actually just the sidekick guy here. I play the play the cowbell. That's my specialty.
Cowbell and ukulele.
Yeah, there you go. And so I've been here 7 years. So it's not like I just started, but I've learned a lot and helped.
I think that's why I feel like I've been doing it so long.
Yeah, really tagged on the last 7 years.
Yeah, if you hadn't been here, I don't know if I'd have felt like I've been on
That's
there for
40.
that long.
Like that feels like 40, right? But we're out here today, and this is one of the reasons we're at Eldorado Chevrolet as well, is I think they will be receiving their 10th straight Dealer of the Year. Is that also the reason, I think, right?
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. This is our 10th year with them.
Oh, that's okay, right.
And so as the show goes on, not only are you going to be introducing sponsor, but want to thank them. And I'd like to start out with Driver's Edge Auto Repair. 22 years as a sponsor of the show.
How about
They've been with us since inception, when Mike Daniels owned the company, and then he sold to Sun Auto and Tire. And they've been a great partner. It was just transparent, the move from Mike Daniels to the new owners. And they've been doing the same great thing for us day in, day out with the right people, not getting any complaints, which is a good thing. I do get a lot of people calling and go, hey, is this a good deal? Should I spend this money? What's going on? And it's all about communication and relationships. And we have those great things with Driver's Edge Auto Repair. If you go to mydriversedge.com, that's mydriversedge.com for a location nearest you. And here's the kicker. Click on their coupons. Click on their coupons. That's where you save the money. And so I have so many people that go, hey, can I take that coupon back and get a discount? It's not the way it works. So Go to mydriversedge.com. When you find a location, click on their coupons and specials and download them. I had a gentleman the other day save $350 off of his services with the coupons, and that was tires, and you got a tune up and an oil change, quite a bit of work on the vehicle, save $350.
That's a lot of money right there.
Yeah, that's a couple of Christmas presents right there. So log on now to mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com for a location nearest you. Let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show, and we want to thank them for 22 years. mydriversedge.com. So what's new in your world, Boski?
Well, it was a great Thanksgiving. I had it with my brother and sister-in-law. Graham Knox Mirabo Carver is in town from school. So we had a chance to visit with him, and he's still here over the weekend. Then got to see the Cowboys win 2 back-to-back really good against 2 good teams. And, well, I think they're good. We're not really sure. Then we saw yesterday half of the people in Texas are happy and the other half are not. So it's been one of those really nice, busy weekends and just having a good time with family. And now we're here today, this morning in El Dorado Chevrolet in McKinney, Texas. And we're here every Saturday morning from 8 to noon here on Talk Radio 1190. That's the radio station you're listening to right now. If you're listening to us on the radio, it's a Metroplex, Dallas-Fort Metroplex iHeart Media station. Goes out pretty far. So if you're out in East Texas, a lot of places, they hear some good ways out there. But otherwise, if you don't do radio and you'd like to join us other places after you have to get off the radio, then you can find us on Facebook. We do live streaming there, and that's the Automotive Edge Radio Show. The Automotive Edge Radio Show Facebook page, Shifting Gears, which is our sister Facebook page. Then we're on LinkedIn, which is under Kurt Chase, his personal name. If you do LinkedIn, go there. Or then on YouTube, and that's youtube.com/the Automotive Edge. Then you can find us there. The live streams are all the same on all the different locations, and you can make your comments, ask questions. Today, with this anniversary special we got going, our show is a special anniversary, 22 years on radio for Kurt, the Automotive Edge. Give us a call. Just say, hey, guys, thanks for being on the air and helping us out when we need you. We're here to help you with all your needs, whether you're buying, selling, lease, parts, service, body work, whatever you need. And there's no charge for the help. So, yes, Kurt is still in the business to help, and I'm in the business to help him. I'm not sure how.
Yeah, let's recalculate that one. And what is this wake up, Kurt? She just says, wake up, Kurt. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, I don't know. You'll have to ask.
Do I look like I'm asleep?
I don't know. Maybe
Maybe.
you're, like just kind of chilling out. Well, that's what you do when you're on the air for 22 years and you're celebrating it today. It's when you're at your birthday, you just kind of chill out a little bit.
Sheila Metzger is my friend. Let's see here. That would be for,
A long time.
45 years,
Wow.
46 years.
That's a couple years.
Yeah, met her in 1978.
Wow.
Yep. Good people. I think she bought all of her cars from my brother Larry.
Oh, there you go.
When he was with the Freeman Group. 214-787-1190. We got a whole lot to cover today, and I forgot my books. I bought 2 new car books, and I forgot. Golly, I cannot believe I didn't bring them.
Well, she said you were looking down for a while.
Oh, so I'll be.
I think he was praying because when he turns it over to me to speak, I'm sure he goes into a real shock.
Yeah,
He's over there praying that I don't, trip over something.
Yes, we got a lot to cover. There's one thing that we want to make sure we're going to go at the top of the hour on how people are now stealing cars again. They've got another gig.
They've got another way to do it again.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Do you folks ever stop trying to steal people's car? Go buy a car. But it's incredible how many cars are stealing. Like these thieves What a bunch of low lives. I mean, they are just lower than lower. You walk outside and your car is gone. I saw where the other day they stole this guy's trailer with all of his equipment in it. Go get a life, get a job. You know, I think they need to make it a federal offense.
Well, they should.
Let's go to break real quick. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's our 22nd year anniversary show today here, Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. We'll be right back. I can't hear studio at all.
I can't either.
Larry, I can barely hear you, buddy.
Something's not right.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
I was saying, right, I can't wait to hear that topic about like the cars being stole, because I've been hearing a couple of things over here where I live at now in Carrollton.
Yeah, they got a new gig. And they are stealing them left and right.
Pretty nutty. Wow. You hear that eerily noise?
No.
Let's hear it, check. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, they keep going up, but everything. Oh yeah, you told me about that last week.
She went looking all over the place, and I called him up, and he goes, "Oh, I got them in the truck." I said, "Well, bring me $600. I don't want them back." And he goes, "Well, they're just sitting in the truck." I said, "Well, you should have figured it out. Give." And so he did. He Venmo'd me, whatever they call it, Zelle me $600.
So were two of them?
Yeah.
So you're down to two now?
Well, no, I've got 3 headsets, but I bought 2 brand new ones.
Well, I remember it. Did you let him use those?
And he goes, "Can I borrow them?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." I wouldn't give him the old ones. I said, "Hey, they're brand new. Just take care of them, give them back to me." And
all right. How long ago was that?
6-8 months ago. And I said, he goes, "Well, I've been using them each week." I said, "Well, then pay me." And I sent him the invoice, and he goes, "Wow." I went, "Yeah, wow, you're paying me. I don't want the used headsets back."
Got Jim Wagner tuned in. Says, "Good morning, gentlemen. Cheers to a great day. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, Jim." Dorothy Noon, "Good morning, cousin Bo. Happy anniversary." Candace says, "Good morning, gentlemen." Yes.
Hello, my wonderful cousin up in New York, Jim Wagner. My beautiful friend at heart, Candace. I'm going to tell you what, she is just sweet, sweet, sweet. That girl put a smile on anybody's face. We need more Candace. We need more Dorothy.
Yes, definitely. Definitely that. All of those. Every one of them. Jim Wright, good morning, my brother. We look fat and happy, and you're very jolly. You're very right about that. Everything's good. Had plenty to eat. And we're happy, kicking, and celebrating 22 years being on the radio here with the Automotive Edge radio show.
214-787-1190. It's our 22nd year anniversary show here today at Eldorado Chevrolet. We got a few people from the past going to be calling us here at the top of the hour that actually gave me the opportunity to get into radio. This was not I didn't think it would ever be my calling, because we were really heavily involved in managing dealerships. And so there was no radio involved in it. And my wife told me to stop by and see a guy named Scott Wilder at Christian Talk Radio, Salem Network. And after advertising for a rental company or a lease company a couple of times and went, hey, buddy, you need your own radio show. And so here we are, thanks to my wife that said, go see Scott Wilder. I went, I don't know who Scott Wilder is. I listen to him every day.
It's fun.
And lo and behold, he had a massive audience and grew what we have today. So anyway, thanks to 22 great years to all the listeners. This last week, I was telling Bo, I had somebody call me that was listening back in 2012. It said they still tune in regularly. So thank you so much for everybody that has been part of the show, whether it's been 22 years or 2 years, it doesn't matter. We'll continue to help you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We got you covered. All you have to do is go to theautomotiveedge.com, shoot me your name and number, and we will step in and help.
And no charge. That's the one thing people, I think, really struggle with. They think if I pick up that phone or I go to theautomotiveedge.com and then you go to a message Kurt, now what's this going to cost me? I'm sure it's going to cost me something, but it does. Well, it does. It costs you a handshake, hug, or prayer. But
and that's not even really a cost.
And if you don't even want to do that, now he needs a lot of prayer.
I do need
but
prayer.
If that you don't even want to do that, then fine.
I need prayer.
You don't even have to do that. Just know that the help comes because it's what the show's about, to help the consumer, to know what to do before they go. Know before you go. That's been the Automotive Edge mantra for from the beginning, maybe.
Yep.
So there's so many things you have to really understand that just getting up in the morning and saying, hey, I think I'm going to go buy a car today, and you don't have any answers to those questions that may arise, you're putting yourself in a real deep, bad position. So you should know before you go about whatever you might be faced and know the value of your trades, know what's out there for a good price for a vehicle, where to go to get a good one, all these things. And if you're not doing that, you can pay it now or you can pay it later. What was that?
Well, you know what? You can pay me now or pay me later. You know what's funny is how many people this week contacted me, and every one of them said the same thing. Look, I know it's not one of your sponsored, but could I get some help? I'm like, let me help you real quick here. The show is based on helping you. Would we like you to use our sponsors? 100%. But I don't have every make and model on here, so it doesn't matter. So it doesn't, when you're looking at it and you go, well, I'm not going to drive all the way over there. It doesn't matter. Let's figure out what's best for you, best location for you, and help you out. I mean, I had one with said, look, I'm not driving all the way. It was last month. I'm not driving all the way to Freeman Toyota. I live on the other side of Mesquite. Okay. Do you know what you want? I do. What do you want? I want that red Corolla. I don't know the color. I want this, this, and this. Fantastic. So you driven a car? I did. Drove it over here at the Toyota store. Great. Do you have a price? I do. Okay. So I get you that car at that price. They deliver it to your front door with the paperwork. Would that work? Well, how can they do that? That's not my question. I guess my mom always said, Kurt, your problem is you always answer a question with a question. But I think that's why I became such a great negotiator. But anyway, I said, we delivered it to them. And she goes, what's the catch? I said, there is no catch.
But you can't blame people for asking that with all the, you're going to be bringing up at 10 o'clock about the new vehicles being stolen and the new gadgets or whatever they're doing. They've got a whole new system. So we're living in a time where trust is a big factor. And I get that. I mean,
well, if you think about it, all the news networks love to poo-poo on people's parades. They love to just feed the public with everything bad that's going on. Even having, what kicks my butt, even if it has nothing to do with DFW, all the news media here love to do nothing but 90% bad. The world is so bad. And you know what? The world is really good. You just choose not to show it.
But the reality is there's scammers out there. There's people doing things out there.
Yeah, but my point is when you turn on the news.
Well, that's all you get. So naturally.
It's nothing bad. But you know what?
What it's doing is amplifying the person to not trust.
So what they do is they talk about, murder, pillage, rape, burning, fires, theft, everything. Go, by the way, if you think about it, could you drop off a turkey and feed a family? I'm like, wow, really?
That's on the tail end as they're going,
Really?
as they're leaving the show. Like,
By
oh,
the
don't
way,
forget to give that
I know you're scared to death to leave your home right now. You're buying a security setup
Yeah.
because of what we just told you, and the whole world is bad. In fact, I know you don't even want to go to the grocery store to buy something right now based on what I'm like, stop it. There are so many great things going on in the world. And, I've asked some of the people in the media that were very high profile people, why is 90% of your newscast bad? And he goes, are you sure it's 90%? I said, I sat there one night and I took how you mark the 4 and then a line through it.
Sure.
I had 17 bad stories. And the only thing that was good was the Cowboys beat the Eagles and we're going to have nice weather. Everything else was bad.
The tail end of the show. Like, y'all have a good evening. And by the way, Cowboys will have good weather tomorrow.
So we hope you enjoyed the newscast. I'm like, oh yeah, right. That's let's go hang out at a funeral parlor every day.
But the public, our society is to blame for that. Because we do, when I watch on social media things, if anybody's doing a reel or anything is bad, that gets thousands and thousands more views than something good. We have been conditioned to gravitate to negativity, and I guess I don't know if it's.
I don't.
Well, I know you don't. I don't like it either. I quit kind of watching the news altogether.
I'll turn it off. I mean,
but what I'm
saying
is,
click.
I see what happens. I see when, and nowadays you see a lot of people when something's bad going on, they just pull out their phone instead of trying to help because it's what we've been conditioned to do. But to get back to the good point is that it doesn't cost you anything to get the information you need about anything regarding your vehicle or buying a vehicle or getting something done mechanically or body work. Just know that that's the fact.
Well, I will tell you this, leading up to Thanksgiving Day, I had 3 couples that were trying to get out of town. They decided we're not going to get on the plane. We're not going to get pushed off or flights canceled, or we're just not going to do it. And every one of them said, we're going to buy a new vehicle.
How about that?
And we're going to hit the road.
Sweet.
So we need the vehicle the day before Thanksgiving. Well, we were going to get on the road. One of them had a 13-hour drive. The other one had 11-hour drive. These were long drives, nothing under 10 hours. Between those 3 people, just those 3 people, get this, we helped them save, again, between the 3, on average, $7,000 a car, $21,000 total we saved.
How about that?
Those 3 people. And one of them was really big. He goes, hey, they told me my trades were $12,000. I'm like, I bet they did. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, buddy,
they can get it for $12,000.
my lowest bid is $17,500. And he goes, what? Hang on a second. Before I said that, you were awful happy at $12,000.
Right.
But I'm telling you, get in your car, get the keys, and leave. And I could hear the salesman go, well, hang on. Let me get my used car manager. He goes, nah, if that was the same guy that bid it at 12, which he didn't. And so he drove over to another dealership and he called me and he goes, so what's your cut on the deal? I said, what do you mean? I said, my cut on the deal might have been at 12 since it was worth $17,500. And he goes, that's $5,500. I said, you're mad.
He went to arithmetic.
He goes, so what owe you? And she goes, he wants that hugger hand. He goes, well, I'm not a hugger. I said, well, then next time you buy, stop and shake my hand. That'd be great. And he goes, how do you get away with this? That's what I like about it. How do I get away with it? Well, I said, I always call the dealer and go, I'm going to make you a deal you can't refuse. Come on, I mean,
Well, let's be honest with it. We have sponsors for the show. And so, but that doesn't mean that we're not here to help you with whatever you need and wherever you need to go or want to go.
Hey, wait a minute here. What's up with Ronnie Swain?
What's he saying? Old guys?
Wow, Ronnie.
Boy, he's on a roll this morning.
He is.
Well, good morning, Ronnie. like he's a youngster.
They call it calling the kettle black.
Oh, yeah, the pot calling the kettle black. Thank you, Ronnie. Go look in the mirror.
Good to see you, brother.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, let your friends and family know. And I guess to your point, the most important part is that a lot of people they really hesitate for good. And it's really sad that you walk in and you see
it's a brake slammer. You tap the brakes.
everybody's waiting for the catch.
When you say there's no charge to somebody for anything, that's a hesitational feel.
Oh, I hear it all the time.
And so I get it, because I know we're and so many people. I've had people try to sell me, it's not going to cost you nothing, this, that, and then you go through this whole thing. Oh, by the way,
I like the one guy. He goes, "So, what's your
that.
take on this whole thing?" I said, "My take is you're getting one heck of a deal." He goes, "No, your take." I said, "You mean my cut?" Yeah, your cut. I was like, "You know what? I appreciate that." And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "Come on, buddy. I'm good with that. What kind of bird dog are you getting?" I said, "Well, I would just."
Why they
I
call
will
it
tell you
bird
this.
dog? That's a funny name.
Because the bird dog points to
where the money is.
Yeah, and so I sent back 9 emails last week where they were trying to Zelle me a bird dog fee. I said, no. We need to get this to our teachers. 214-787-1190. We get back. We got a whole lot of good information for you to help you with your automotive needs. Maybe put a smile on your face. Maybe you'll dance with us a little bit here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show on 1190 KFXR.
Ronnie with his all laughs. Well, we're getting rolling here. Things are getting settled down.
I wonder if Candace can build us a really cool Automotive Edge golf cart.
Oh, I'm sure she can. That'd be so sweet, wouldn't it?
Uh-huh.
Do you have golf carts riding around your neighborhood?
Are you kidding?
That's what they get around in, right? Going around the neighborhood.
Yeah, I've got this one guy. He's so cool. He's got his daughter next to him. He's got his arm around her, and he's always just cruising around the neighborhood, and she is just loving life.
Well, I got my buddy that lives out there I call it Robson Ranch. They call it Robeson, which I don't get. It's not spelled that way. But anyway.
That's when we went out there to look, the guy goes, "Welcome to Robeson Ranch."
It's Robson. So how you get robe out of that?
But it looks
Robe is robe, and
Okay.
Rob is ROB. So it should be Robson Ranch.
Yeah, why do they spell rogue ROGUE? I
That's
mean, just
true,
think
too.
about it.
Anyway.
Everybody's got
Their own thing of what they want to call. I guess Robeson sounds better, like a little higher class or something. Well, anyway.
Oh, she said, "Of course I can."
I told you. I guarantee she could really make it sweet.
We have to go by there and see her.
That'd be great, man. We just bring it here and just.
Well, you want a pontoon boat.
That's what I want, so we can go out in the summer.
And you also want a royal coach.
Listen, of all the things, if we got a pontoon boat that had the Automotive Edge radio show on it, it'd be the greatest thing we could do.
Would you keep it on the water advertising?
Sure. I'd live on it. I'd stay out there all the time. I'd take my bed, my wrap, and do all that.
Barbara Amby, hey, Kurt, thank you so much for that boat. Why? Bo hadn't been home in a month.
Well, she'd probably be out there more than I would. She loves that. We've talked about it 1,000 times about getting one of those, but
Here's my lovely wife. Happy 22nd anniversary for the Automotive Ed Radio Show.
Good morning, Miss Melinda. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving.
We did. We
had the.
I got to ask everybody that's tuned in right now. Do you like just a regular baked turkey, or do you like fried turkey, or do you like a smoked turkey?
Well,
so we're going to get a census here.
Right.
Do you like a smoked turkey, an oven roasted turkey, or a deep fried turkey? And you know what? I saw that on the national average. I don't know where they get these numbers. Only 6% we're going to fry turkey this year.
Well, I think a lot of people don't do it because it can be dangerous. I mean, you've seen a lot of people, if they don't know what they're doing, you can really set your life on fire.
Well, yeah, but
I'm saying I've seen it. I've seen a lot of problems with that.
Let me tell you what, if you saw me
I know,
turkey,
but did you really study how to do it?
All I did was,
if you put it in the oven, you set it at 4 1/4 or 350 and shove it in there for 8 hours or whatever, and you're done. Smoke, I guess you can throw it on a smoker and let it go for a day or whatever. But when you fry that sucker, you're dropping that thing in a boiling
400 degree.
400 degree.
214-787-1190 is the number. Want to thank another great sponsor that's been with us. This is year number 7, Freeman Toyota, located on the affordable side of the Metroplex, right there at 120, right there at 183 and 820, not 121. We just came off 121. Right there at 820 and 183, you get more and pay nothing. Now, there's another kicker where you say, well, how can he do that? What's the catch? Well, there is no catch. Dane Miner, General Manager, Freeman Toyota, going to give you a 7-year, 100,000-mile service contract for buying a car at Freeman Toyota. How about that? 7-year, 100,000-mile service contract when you buy your new Toyota at Freeman Toyota. No charge. Why? Well, there's several reasons. One is you'll continue to bring your car there for service. They'll have all the books and records. They'll know what you talk about greatness. Greatness is strolling by. The great Rusty McDonald, the man, the myth, the Washington legend. So you get a 7-year, 100,000-mile service contract. So you get 2 years of Toyota care. And then on the 3rd year, he's going to give you another tire rotation oil change free. And then you get a 7-year, 100,000-mile service contract. So all the information will be in the system. So at any time you go to trade, everything is located into the service system. They can pull the records, and what a way to trade, to service and maintain, get at no charge. 7-year, 100,000 miles. The place, FreemanToyota.com. That's FreemanToyota.com. This is the last day of the month. And don't miss out. If you look at his specials, you got a $385 Toyota Tundra, $385 a month, no money out of pocket, no money down, no security deposit, no trade-in needed, 4x4, and drive off the lot at $385 a month. And there's more and more and more. The place, FreemanToyota.com. That's FreemanToyota.com. Ask for Jerry Patterson or BJ Stankovic. Let them know you're listening to the Automotive Ed Radio Show here on 1190 KFXR. All right.
Well, first of all, if you just joined us on the radio, or if you just joined us on our live feeds, this is a celebration day of 22 years of the Automotive Edge Radio Show with Kurt Chase being on the radio.
Who?
Chase, like the bank. And hey, I'd like to. I want somebody to call in. 214.
No, don't beg them to call in.
I'm begging.
Why are you begging?
You're not begging.
That's going to be awkward.
Well, I'm not begging. I'm asking. I'd like to hear you call in, not just give us the comments here on our feed, but say, Kurt Chase, awesome.
Oh, now you're going to tell them what to say. See, that's kind of awkward, dude.
Well, I'm going to go out in the car and call you up. Hey, this is Leroy.
Just go in the bathroom.
This is Leroy. I just want to wish you a happy 22
Yeah, give a little flush and go, hey, happy anniversary.
Oh, anyway, just know that it's 22 years on air with Kurt, and we're out here at Eldorado Chevrolet and McKinney celebrating the 10-year anniversary of them being a sponsor.
Do you know what I was asked the other day? That I was helping this guy with the car. By the way, how'd you find Bo?
That's a good question. But he
How
doesn't
did I
remember.
Find him. I do.
Well, how do you explain that? What's your
it was kind of odd because I walked by a studio and it was full of stuffed monkeys. And there was this long-haired hippie guy in there. Yeah. He told me was a judge. And him and Barbara Ann and Marabou was just a little bitty boy.
Correct.
And what was the producer's name?
Oh, we had the same producer.
What was his name? Anyway, he was asleep most of the time. I'd bring him in a couple of breakfast burritos.
Wake him up.
And Bo had this deal, and they it was Wheels of Justice, but they called it Monkey Business.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm going, why the heck does he have monkeys all over the station?
Well, the station
studio.
The station that we were on was experts in business. Remember that?
Right.
Well, we didn't have any business being on the radio, so that's why we said our business is monkey business. We would just talk about everything, but it was the Wheels of Justice because I worked for Judge Judy for 15 years, but I was still working with her at the time, and because it's been like 10 years ago at least. And I put together the judges and had co-hosts with Purple Haze. Graham was helping. We're doing the feed. And so
Ronnie Swain said, I dug you up from under a purple rock.
There you go. That's pretty good point. So we were on, and then Kurt would follow our show. And that's how we met. And eventually we got to be good friends. I had him on my show a couple times. I was on his show a couple times, just chit chatting.
And then I called Bo and I said, "Hey, Bo, I'm looking for a co-host." And Bo goes, "For what?"
Who is this?
I said, "My radio show." He goes, "I don't know nothing about cars." I'm like, "That's okay."
Don't you know I don't know nothing about automobiles?
And he still doesn't know anything about cars.
But I've learned a lot. And if you listen to the broadcast every Saturday morning from 8 to noon, I promise you, you'll learn a lot too. And I get a lot of people tell me that I really find out something that's always very helpful for what y'all talk about. Now, we get off the rails a little bit. We'll talk about food, restaurants, all kinds of stuff. But we're under the automobile umbrella of helping you with all your automotive needs.
Yeah. Well, hey, thank you very much, Charlie Davis, my brother from another mother. Says happy 22 years of radio show fun. And it's people like Charlie and his lovely wife, Tammy, and everybody else that tunes in every Saturday. I can't thank you enough. But, when it comes down to it, one of the big things when you look back is how many thousands of people that we've helped and how many thousands of people have signed up for newsletters or different events that we do. How many thousands of teachers that we've been able to bless with their school supplies for the year, which we will always do. That's not going anywhere. And then all the cars we've been able to give away to single moms with some of the great dealers that we have on our show, donating us an automobile, and then we take it over to Driver's Edge. Driver's Edge repairs the vehicle, and then we're able to gift it to a single mom in need through the different churches or benevolence funds. So this has been a great catalyst to do a lot of really cool things every Saturday. So we get off air Saturday, and then, we're working 6 days a week with phone calls and listeners going, "Hey, can you find this? Can you help me with this? What do you think about this vehicle?" And it's just working. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Another great sponsor, Grapevine Ford, the true home of the love it or leave it promise. 10 years here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Chaz Gilmore, I got to stop in, just say hello. He's like the busiest car guy in the world. And he just, we're moving on to year number 11 now with the great folks out there, Cameron Martin and the great staff out there. And when they say the home of the love or leave it promise, they mean that. That if you get that vehicle home and mama's not happy or it wasn't big enough, which we've run into a bunch where, when COVID hit, people were wanting big vehicles to travel in. We had someone bringing it back because they went from a Ford Edge to an Expedition or an Explorer, or from an Explorer to an Expedition. We had a couple of people that they brought the trucks home. They got it, went, "I wish I'd have done this or that." And they brought it back and got a different one. No questions asked. And that's why they want to make sure each and every time you make that payment that you're happy with what transpired up to that payment. Right next door, David Klett, a good buddy of mine. He was my boss at one time when we worked together at a Ford dealership. The general manager of Grapevine Lincoln, who has helped numerous friends. In fact, my buddy David Schneiderman just picked up his new vehicle. My wife has her new Lincoln, and
what's that song? Isn't there a song called Hot Rod Lincoln?
Oh, no.
Something Hot Rod Lincoln. I'm almost sure that. Ronnie, look it up for me.
They got a good show out there, The Lincoln Lawyer.
Oh, yeah. You've told me about that. But
great series.
Yeah, I got to check it out.
So anyway, thanks to the great folks at, if you got a Ford, drive no further than Grapevine Ford, right there between Texan Trail and Main Street on Highway 114, right across from DFW Airport. And stop in and ask for Cameron Martin or Karen Hedgeman. There's two Camerons, and let them help you with your Ford needs at grapevine.ford.com. So we're coming up here after the at the top of the easy for you to say at the top of the hour. The thieves are at it again.
Oh, so
and
you're
now
do it at 9 o'clock, not 10 o'clock.
They can pull up to your home and steal your car while you're busy inside. Incredible. Because you're allowing them to come inside in a certain way to steal your car. And we've got that and a whole lot more coming up. Interest rates are doing really, really well. We're going to give you a rundown. If depending on your credit, there's some good rates out there, even with people that have had hiccups on their credit. But here's the deal. Get with me before you go to make sure. And we're going to talk about it. We had some people with some low scores. We got them rates below 6%. They couldn't believe it. but it's all about the story. Here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. Quick break. We'll be right back.
So Ronnie Swain says that if we come out there to Lido, he'll buy dinner for your 22-year anniversary.
Wow, let's do it. Do I have to bring Bo?
You don't have to bring me. Save you some money.
Good morning, Carol Ann, my
She
baby
says,
sister.
happy anniversary.
Carol Ann will be here Tuesday,
Oh, sweet. You're gonna
coming in for a few days.
You can be able to see her? Because I know last time she was here, you didn't get a really.
Oh, she just gets so wrapped up in, I'm going to Janice's house. It's always Janice. Janice. I'm so sick.
Is that a girlfriend of hers?
That's her daughter.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sick. Janice. I'm going over to Janice.
Well, I get it. That's her daughter.
Now, for the whole time.
Bring the daughter to you too. Or
Yeah.
You can do that with
Well,
her
I
as
had
well.
Janice at our home for Thanksgiving, and she's a total delight. Yep. And so we're going to take Mom back to the old neighborhood and back to Irving for lunch.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. On, I think, December 8th, somewhere like that. So anyway, yeah, Caroline will be in town. And
She said, yeah, I'll see you next week, she said.
Yep.
Not you, Bo. I know how much you eat. Thank you, Ronnie. I'll remember that. We'll be together one day.
Yeah, you can always count on Bo with a to-go box. Well, no, I got to tell you what, when we took you out for your birthday to the Sicilian butcher, you ate that whole thing of 10-layer lasagna. Who eats 10 layers?
I don't know, but
You did. You ate the whole thing.
I know.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Normally you, and then Bo will order extra just to get a to-go box. I'm like, Bo, did you order 2 main courses?
Yeah.
And he looks at you like, you got a booger hanging out of your nose. Like, how dare you ask? And that way he gets the big old to-go box.
Me, so look at.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like eating with Bo is barbecue.
Well, you don't like the way I eat it.
It's disgusting.
It's not. Everybody you've talked to says they like it wet.
Not everybody.
Even
Not
Jason Loyne,
everybody.
who's going to be with us, I guess, sometime later today.
Who?
Jason Loyne said the last time we heard that he likes it wet.
Yeah. No.
And I think Justin Crane said he liked it wet.
I don't know. I don't.
Keeping tabs.
I don't.
I know you don't.
It's
Back to the turkey though. I had now they didn't cook it. They bought it somewhere, but it was smoked.
mm-hmm.
And whoever did it, they said who did it. And I can't remember. It was really tender and really good. But whoever did it right. And it looked really sad on the outside. Man, this thing looks burnt.
Yeah.
But once cut it, Graham carved it up because he's a carver. Carved it up, and man, it was really moist and tasteful.
Nice.
So that was good.
That's an art, because if you don't smoke that turkey right, it dry.
Yeah, but it was very, very good. So
September.
I've not been a baked guy. It's always dry.
Huh.
Too dry for me.
That's because you don't brine it. You got to brine it.
What's that mean?
214-787-1190. We're talking turkeys here. You brine it. What you do is you get like a Home Depot bucket that has a lid on it.
Yeah.
And you fill it with, put water in it. And then what you can do is salt, pepper, a bunch of different fruit juices. And then you
Just let it soak in there?
And you put that turkey in there for 2 days. And it'll absorb, because the acidity and all the different fruits will, open up because there's a lot of muscle and tendon on turkey. It just happens to cook down when you cook. Man, it soaks up in there. So when you're cooking it, if you put it in the oven while it's hot, a lot of people put it in a cold oven and get to cooking. That's worse.
So you have to heat the oven up really good before you put it in there.
And then it'll bind all that inside. So when you cut the breasts are juicy. Because the legs, the dark meat's always going to be juicy. And then all the dark meat's at the bottom of the turkey.
Right.
And everything's dripping. That's why, they say, well, the dark meat's juicier. Well, that's because of the way you cook it. But anyway.
And Carol Ann said, I'll feed you, Bo. Thank
you.
So I got one fan.
Sure. Hey.
I got one fan.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Coming up here at the top of the hour, we're going to give you a couple of tips on how not to let the thieves steal your car. This thing went rampant, and I called a buddy of mine that's in a division where they recovered stolen vehicles. He goes, "You wouldn't believe how many are being stolen right now.
Wow.
It's unbelievable." And he said they
Crazy.
actually caught a guy doing this and wound up busting a ring. Went to the warehouse, and there was over. By the time they got in there and went through everything, there was almost 200 vehicles that had been stripped down over the time. He doesn't know the time, but
was this like in Dallas?
Yeah, they're pulling VIN numbers now and going through everything and trying to figure out where everything was. And I'm going, man, that's just absolutely incredible. But you know what? These guys could probably solve every disease in the world.
But they just create a disease.
Yeah, and they want to be a disease.
Yeah, they are a disease. That's sad.
I just think if the laws got stricter, and I like that sheriff in Arizona where they put him in a pink jumpsuit and they did hard labor, and we put an end to a lot of this.
Good morning, Art. Naismith from Lufkin, Texas.
We want to make sure that we help you with that. And then we're going to be talking about pre-owned automobiles, the direction pre-owned is going versus new. And there's a real big reason why you're seeing these massive discounts on all the vehicles right now. They're huge. Today at El Dorado, last day of the month, I'm telling you, up to $17,250 off a Chevy Silverado LT, not a custom, not a WT, an LT vehicle through today. And why you would want to wait or stop anywhere other than 380 and 75 in McKinney, I don't get it. Because when I was talking about that, I had 3 of my buddies that have dealerships calling going, "Hey, what kind of baloney is that?" I say, "No baloney, it's Oscar Mayer, baby."
That's a real stuff.
Yeah. They're doing it. And then you take a look at their 2026 Equinox, $6,000 off, but not $6,000 markup in it. No games, no gimmicks. That's why they're 9-time, fixed to be 10-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. El Dorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. Come on out and see us. And then we're going to, I got a bunch of requests asking different things about servicing a car, because right now there's so many coupons coming out about winterizing and summerizing and all the crazy things that they're asking us to do to our cars. Are they really needed? Do you need to winterize your automobile? What do you need to do when the cold weather kicks in when it comes to servicing your car? And a lot of people, I just saw one, I was blown away. He said, "Hey, I want to thank you." He said, I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah, I got my car taken care of, $785. And I said, "What'd you do?" He goes, "I had my car winterized." And I went, "Why are you thanking me?" He goes, "Well, you said to get your car winterized." I went, "No, you weren't listening. Well, we'll cover that." And he was like,
"All right, well,
I don't know what to say." And so he sent me his RO, which is the work order. And I went, whoa, couldn't believe it. But you know what? That's always, excuse me, the tough part. When the consumer calls you and said, "Hey, I did this. What do you think?" Bad conversations.
It's the same way they do.
Some good conversations.
Same way they do on Monday morning when they go, "Hey, I bought this vehicle. Did I get a good deal?"
Yeah, but when they're calling me going, "Hey, Kurt, what do you think?" I'm going, "Well, I've got one question. Did you already do it?" And they went, "Well," and one guy who was really cool, he goes, "I'm not going to tell you." I said, "All right, send it over." I said, "But remember, don't shoot the messenger." And sure enough, we're going through everything. He goes, "That's what I figured." I said, "What's it?" He goes, "Yeah, I got out to the farm and I started mulling things over." I didn't think about mulling. What is mulling?
I think
is that a real word?
I think it may have something to do with gardening when you mull the ground over to till it.
That's tilling.
Well, it could be mulling too.
Yeah, mulling the ground.
Right.
Okay, someone tell me what mulling is, if it's really a real word in the dictionary. Mulling.
It's probably just a southern word made up by somebody.
But anyway, we got to talking. He goes, "So what's my recourse?" I'm like, "Buddy, you got no recourse." He said, "Well, you always say how important it is to know before you go." I said, "It always is. It always is. You know, the dealer's not a nonprofit. They need to make money. You want them to take care of you after the sale. You want a good deal. They need to be paid. We all know that. But it's always good to get that second set of eyes on the deal to go, here's what you need to do." And that's what we're going to help you with.
It's about it says think about fact, proposal, request deeply to think about deeply at length.
So mulling over is thinking deeply.
Yeah, at length over something.
Huh.
So he was out there at the farm thinking it really deeply how he got screwed.
He said he rode over the cattle guard and he just stopped. And he goes, did I get a good deal?
Yeah, there
went,
you go. He was mowing.
well,
All right.
He's going to be mowing over that one. But, you know, and it wasn't that bad of a deal. You know, he could have saved a little bit, you know. But anyway, no, before you go, we want to help you out. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, how to protect your key fob where your car doesn't get stolen. Your key fob is allowing the thieves, and we're going to tell you how and when and where and why and what to do here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show, our 22nd year anniversary show here at El Dorado Chevrolet. Quick break. We'll be right back. Thank you, Rick Wick.
Yes.
Rick and I worked together for a lot of years. And it's good to hear that he's retired down there with his beautiful wife, Karen, his daughter,
Family.
the grandkids. That's the way you do it right there, Rick Wick.
Yeah, he couldn't wait to get out of town either, could he?
Well, you know, he's a big Denton guy. He did a lot for the city.
Yeah, I
He did
know
a
he
lot
did.
for teachers.
And I bet he's very happy with those Eagles. They're 11-1.
Yeah.
They should get it. I know they probably don't.
And the coach is splitting Oklahoma State right after the end of the season.
He is.
Yeah, he gone. I was just sitting there watching the show. How are you, brother? Hey, check out that dude. Give a little turn. How
Look at
about that?
That's a buzz right there. That looks good.
Man, a pilot
like
could land a plane on that strip. Yeah, he's, you know, and it's funny is they were talking to, you know, Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss.
Yeah, he's going to wear it back to LSU or something.
Well, he, you know, so what I'm going to pray about, he had to boogie out of the game. His son was playing in the state finals. I'm like, why do you keep asking? The guy just won. They've never won, had a 10-game winning season.
All right.
He broke all the records. He's got him in the, you know, the championship now that A&M lost. And I'm going, why do you? And the lady just kept hitting around. I'm like, pull the plug on her microphone. Leave the guy alone and praise him for what he did, and then wait till whenever. But right after the win, he's like, look, I'm focused on the kids right now, where we're going. We got the playoffs ahead of us, and they just won't stop. And I went, you know what? Fire them all. The craziest thing, there's two things about sports I don't like. One is the dumb, and I don't use this word too often, but the stupid questions they keep asking the coaches. And then that halftime break or before the game where they always get in two questions. I think every one of those coaches need to be just like Popovich with San Antonio.
Right.
They hate interview because you know what he says? Yeah. No. That's it. And I'm like, every coach ought to do it and stop with the dumb.
Well, you know,
it's amazing. They're not even prepared. They're going, well, coach, you're down 35 points. What do you think you need to do the second half?
Well, Graham and I have talked about this. We just talked about it like the last couple of days, is that we don't get that either. And they say the same thing. Well, we're playing a good team. We should do better. We need to do better in the run. We need to. It's just, and then you go talk to the other guy, and he goes to say the same thing. Well, we could do better. We need to run the ball. And stop, because it's nothing but.
I like when they go.
Remember those dials where you pull the string and it say whatever you say. That's what they sound like. It's a waste of time, and I'm sure they don't like it.
You know what the craziest question I heard the other day?
What?
The lady said, what motivated this team to put up so many points today? I was sitting there going, did anybody just get the dumbest question of the year?
What motivated them to
What motivated y'all to put so many points up?
He gave us breakfast this morning.
I'm going, do y'all even think about these dumb questions before you ask them?
They don't.
I'm going, stop it. Stop with the halftime. Stop with the sidelines. Now they're in the UFL. They're talking to the players.
Oh, I know.
During the game, I'm going,
no.
Do y'all realize how dumb you sound?
So Ryan has a question. So when we're coming back to that, where is it? He asked about, have you heard about it's called penny tick the thieves use. It's called penny tick. You heard that?
No.
Ronnie, he hasn't. Neither have I. You want to explain?
Called Penny Tick.
It's called Penny Tick, the thieves use. I've not heard that. I guess I can look it up.
Huh.
Penny
No,
Tick.
that's a new one.
I know.
Huh.
T-I-C-K.
Penny Tick.
Ah,
Like T-I-C-K?
yeah, that's what he wrote. Doesn't really say.
Hmm.
I'm looking, but I can't seem to find it. I hate that.
Must be a new Penny Tick reports.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. Can you give us an idea or call and let us know, Ronnie, what that is? I'm not sure. We neither one of us heard about that.
Well, we're getting a little breakthrough in the clouds.
Yeah, it might clear up. Is it supposed to rain?
Do you know that
tomorrow?
I finally get to started yesterday? I finally get to decorate my house.
What, with all the Christmas stuff?
I
Oh, it says Penny Trick. Oh, he wrote it wrong. Let's try it again.
Huh.
Penny.
Yeah, you should have Brian calling in at 9 o'clock. All right.
Something about if you see a coin in your car door handle.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that means.
This lady's having a good day. You see her smile coming through the door. You need to share that. Everybody.
The world.
That smile's good.
So I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Well, they're leaving cards in the door, and some of these cards can actually pick up the codes from the remote. They also are putting money underneath the windshield wiper or putting it under the rear window windshield wiper. So when they stop to get it, there's somebody there waiting on them, and they're carjacking them.
Oh, I got you.
But,
I've heard of that. But
yeah, they can put the little you know how on your credit card you have the deal,
the
little metal thing that you can just scan it. Well, now they have business cards
like
that they can put on there, and when you hit the door handle, you pull it, because like on my car, if you have the remote in your pocket, you just put your hand on the handle. Well, it can pick up that code.
Okay. Well, there you go.
It's nuts that people go, let's design a way to hurt people.
Well, they were doing that. What was it, about a year ago, where they were figuring out a way to get in the garage or something and then stealing the cars or something?
Yeah, they were picking up the codes
out of the garage door open.
just sitting there.
Crazy.
Yeah, I changed.
I think we should get rid of the fobs because they're too expensive anyway, and just go back to the key.
Oh, well, make it easier then.
Why?
Because they just like get Slim Jim, pop it and go.
Well,
Buddy, I was a pro with the Slim Jim.
were you?
I used to go on a few repos. I got really good with that. Oh yeah,
Stick it down there. And
I did.
It. Well, I guess you just have to deal with what you got, right? You said they put the penny at the top of the lock's handle, which prevents you from locking it with your fob, allowing them to lock it. Crazy. How do they figure that stuff out? I mean, how do they figure that out?
To break down the garden gate. Life is a highway, and we want to thank everybody for 22 years on the highway, in your home, in your car, in person, helping you with all of your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. I am your car guy, not the car guy, your car guy, helping you with all your automotive needs. Always go to theautomotiveedge.com. That's theautomotiveedge.com, and we're going to help you make sure that your automotive needs are taken care of. Just send me a message, your name and number, and we will help you out. Let's go to the phone lines, and I want to bring on the guy the dude, the man that put me in the position of having a radio show. My good friend Brian McFarling. How are you, brother?
Man, that was way too good of an intro right there.
You want him to do it over?
No, no, because everything that we did had so much to do with Kurt. Just when we met Kurt, it was like, wow, this guy really knows his stuff, and his delivery is so good on the radio. What a great partnership it's been.
Well, you know, when it first happened, though, the first show was kind of a foobar, and I made Pete come in and do the show with me because I was sweating. I couldn't talk, and I went to break 5 seconds into the show. But and then later, Brian came to me. He goes, "Dude, you need to do your own thing." I said, "What does that mean?" He goes, "Come on." And so Brian navigated me from the Texas Car Clinic to the Automotive Edge. You remember Chris Click?
Oh, yeah. I do.
Yeah.
Brian,
I remember him.
yeah, you
Absolutely.
introduced me to him. He built me a new website. Brian and Chris got together, and then Brian goes, "Here's what you do." And Brian helped me with my contracts, my negotiating. He got me on ESPN. So Brian's really been as big a part of this radio show as anybody, and I can't thank him enough for him. And I've got to watch your beautiful family grow up and form a great partnership, because you and I have done a lot for the community, and not just the radio show, but we've got to really do a lot for the community together.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people say, you know, we do a lot of stuff for the community on their shows, and I'm sure they do. But I remember one day you said, "Hey, what are you doing today?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, I was at the Word. I'm like, I'd love to get out of the sales department." And you said, "Hop in," and we drove around all day long, handing out school supplies to teachers. And to see their faces light up when you showed up there in tears, I couldn't believe it. I mean, that truck was full, and at the end of the day, it was empty. You helped so many people, and I just had no idea what you were doing. I know you were saying it, not that we obviously believed you, but I had no idea how many people you were helping.
Well, you know, with the launching on the Word on Christian Talk Radio, Brian was my rep. And not only did we do the adopted teacher, but Brian was setting us up in different churches doing seminars. He was the one that got us over at Irving Bible Church. In the Room of Commons, it was packed, and the Q&A was almost 3 hours. And so Brian has always said, "Do this, try this, let's change this. Instead of the Texas Car Clinic, let's go to the Automotive Edge." So it's been a great journey, Brian, and I'll never be able to thank you enough for believing in me and then getting the radio show to where it is now 22 years later.
Well, it's been a lot of fun because your show is fun. Let's just face it. Every year the new models come out, and I have not bought a car in 20 years without your help. And that third D, don't call me the next day after you made the purchase, that has always stuck with me. And all my friends, everybody I know, I tell them, and they, just like you were talking about earlier, they're like, "Well, what's the catch? You have to cut them a check when we're done? Is it like a percentage kind of thing?" I said, "No, literally a handshake and a hug."
Yep.
Or in my case, a cooler full of, ground meat. But either way,
Well, you know, and one thing I want to
but
point
no,
out is Brian called me a while back for Terry's new vehicle, and we found it, and it wasn't at a sponsor, but I happen to know the GM. And Brian and I are on the phone. He goes, "Okay, tell me what to say." And Brian and I are talking back and forth, and I get a message going, "Done." And so it just worked out for him.
I said, "He told me what to say. I'll just put it this way." I said to the sales guy, and he looked at me and he goes, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, go take that back there." And he did. And he came back. He goes, "Okay, I do know to say that."
Yeah,
Well,
John called me later. He goes, "How well did you coach up your buddy?" I said, "As good as I could."
Well, and
no, and you know what? Here's the cool thing. It was a good deal for everybody, though.
right.
It was a win-win.
That's
It wasn't like we, stole the vehicle or something. It was, we paid a decent price. It was a fair price. We left some meat on the bone. And now they'll actually talk to me in the service department. Because, before, sometimes you go and get those kind of deals and they're like, "Oh, that's that guy."
Well, yeah, they didn't
and-
put a
and-
skull and crossbone by your name when it pulls up on the computer.
Well, Brian, I know that he's helped you a lot, but he's helped everybody like that a lot. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
that's what we're here on the radio for, and that's what he's here for. I've been with him for 7 years, and so it's what we do. That's what he does, and
Well,
been doing it for 22 years.
You're the perfect compliment to him too, because somebody needs to call Kurt out when he tells everybody, "I haven't changed the oil. I change my oil in my vehicles all the time."
Yeah.
I remember a few weeks ago, you were like, "You don't keep your vehicles long enough to change the oil."
Exactly. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. That's true.
I got you. Well, Brian, give my love to the family. Hug Terry, the kiddos. Is your daughter in from college?
She's in from college. We're actually in Houston right now. I'm having to go to the other room to make this call because I watched the Texas A&M game last night. I'm from Texas. The whole rest of the family were Aggies. So
they put you in a separate room?
Yeah, I was in a separate room, and eventually I was in a separate house, probably. But we drove here in the Land Cruiser that we got, and so that was a lot of fun for me to get to finally drive it and learn how this thing drives itself if you hit this button and this button, and it's a great vehicle. And I would not. I have to tell everybody out there, if you're gonna buy a vehicle, Kurt Chase, this is the show to do it. And there's no catch. It's the way you got to buy a vehicle.
Well, thank you, Brian.
Buddy, I appreciate you, buddy. Love you like a brother, and I appreciate it.
22 years, man. That's a lot. I got to say this real quick. 22 years is a lot in radio. There are a lot of shows that start, and they realize Saturday comes every Saturday, and they don't want to do it after about 4 shows. Or they want to record their shows. Kurt does not record shows. He does live shows. And that is a huge thing when it comes to radio. Your shows are always good. You don't halfway your show ever. And I really appreciate that because we need that. There's not a whole lot of new shows coming out, if any. And I just really appreciate what you're doing on the radio.
All right, buddy, I appreciate the phone call. Give my best to the family, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Brian.
Take care,
Brian McFarland, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that actually gave me the opportunity to have a show after my wife encouraged me to be there. So thank you so much. Good morning, Ty Gemman, my brother from another mother. But thanks for 22 years. Without the listeners and the sponsors, we wouldn't be here 22 years later. And we're looking, my brother said, when are you going to retire? I said, till God takes my voice away. He said, why? I said, I've got the greatest job. I'm helping people at no charge. And he goes, wow, you've never taken a dime. I said, no, hang on a second here. Dealers have written checks, but we always have them put / adopt a teacher. So it's cash in, cash out. Everything goes right through. We just had a school call. They had no coffee makers. We picked up 4 new coffee makers, a couple of cases of pods, and that's what we do. And the guy wrote a check, and there was, I don't know what it was, $400 or $500. We actually spent $612. So we always put a little something extra there, but we don't take a dime for what we do. I tell people, if we save you money, pay it forward. Next time you're at a drive-through, pay for the people behind you. If we save you time, go volunteer with a school, with a teacher, the YMCA. There's a lot of people that could use your help out there. 214-787-1190. Well, I promise coming up in the next segment.
That wouldn't make any promise.
We're going to, I know, these is protect your fob. Your fob is giving your car away, believe it or not. And we're going to pull that back. And I had a great conversation with a buddy of mine. He's a real techie. And he goes, buddy, I could pull up and take your car in a minute. And so I was verifying the story, because a lot of times I get all these articles and everything sent to me, and I want to do my due diligence because of AI and all the stuff that's coming down the pipeline. Is it really you? Is it really true? And luckily for me is I have such a great network of hundreds and hundreds of people to call and go, give me the insight on this. And he called me back and he goes, 100% correct. And I was like, wow, it's that easy. And so we'll be helping you with that, I promise, coming out of the 9:15 break. So stay tuned. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show, 22nd year anniversary show here at Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75 McKinney. Come see their pickups up to $17,250 off. Last days today. Come on out. We'll be here. Be right back.
Well, let me ask you this question. Do you think the Longhorns should make the top 12?
No.
I mean, I don't think having a 3-loss team being in the playoffs is what that was set up to do.
Nope.
Sorry.
It's not.
I mean, I know that was a good win for them, but
When
you go as many games as A&M has played, and I know that the quarterback kind of got injured, so I don't think he was 100% after he got injured. And I'm thinking, this is what I'd be thinking if I was the head coach at A&M. Let's just go out and play a good, hard game, but let's don't get hurt. We're going to be in the playoffs. So I don't, of course, if they'd have gone to the championship game, they might have gotten a bye and all that, but that's an extra game, number one. So think about that. So I'm just saying, if they beat us, they beat us. We're going to be in the playoffs, but I don't think Texas deserves to be in the top 12.
Well, here's what you have to look at. The other thing, too, is you got to look at the power rankings, because look what happened to TCU a couple years ago. It was so ugly.
Yeah, I know.
But if you look at their schedule leading up to it, it was a very weak. There was a lot of weak games in there. Right. So for the money, for the TV ratings, for this or that, sometimes you would have to go, well, hang on a second here. Texas had a lot more difficult schedule than Ole Miss,
right?
Than UNT, than UTEP, whoever these teams,
because they're looking at maybe putting UNT in there.
Yeah, and they get destroyed. I mean, look what happened when they played UCB. I mean, they 52. There was a first time.
Texas gotten destroyed a few times too.
Yeah, but look who destroyed them.
Well, I mean,
playing Georgia,
Florida beat them pretty good.
You're playing some big powerhouse teams, and so for me, as much as you want to see the 10-1 or the 11-1 or 10-2, whatever the numbers are, was it 12 games? You're going, okay, they went undefeated, but who did they play? South Dakota State, North Dakota.
A lot of those colleges can't help it because they're in a certain conference that deals with those kind of things, and just because they don't have the what is it?
But why would you want to put them in knowing they're just going to get their brains kicked out?
Well, it's I don't know. I think they might end up. What they might need to do is one of these days go to where it's like the NFL. You have conferences, and you win the conference, you're automatically in.
That's what they ought to be doing.
And then instead of picking these teams, they should build it now to where you have, so many conferences. And if you're
take the top two teams from each conference,
say the top 12 conferences, if you win your conference, you're in the playoffs. No picking, and it doesn't matter who you play or don't play. I mean, if you're in that conference and you win it, it's no different than NFL, because some of those conferences in the NFL are weak. But that doesn't mean if they win it, they still go to the playoffs. And so you can't really always judge about those circumstances. And there's going to be some good NFL teams that don't make the playoffs because they're in a strong conference.
Yeah.
So that's how I think that's what they need to do instead of this whole. We still have the judging, or we still have the picking, and I believe that they're going to try to put Texas in because the Mannings. It's a draw, and I think that's going to suck.
I would have to see the other teams stacked up against. I would have no problem Texas going in. I'm not a Longhorn fan, but anyway.
Well, I'm just talking about what I believe that.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge radio show today. 22 years here at Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75, helping you with your automotive needs. This segment of the show goes to great folks over at Burleson Nissan. Our buddy Justin Crane right there at Renfro and 35. Stop in and see him. He has got cars right at 20 grand, some under 20 grand, brand spanking new vehicles. And his 2025 inventory is down about 15%, and it is Sentras and Pathfinders. But he's still working the deals on the 26. But you want to save the money. You have your Versa, your Sentra, your Altima, and your Kicks under $25,000, thousands less than what the top pre-owned vehicles are selling for. Brand new 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. Plus, Nissan has added some great lease specials as well, some under $200 a month. The place Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro Road. See our buddy Justin Crane and enjoy your Nissan experience at burlesonnissan.com. Okay, the topic y'all have all been waiting for. So here's what's going on. This really, really blew me away that, almost all cars now use remote controls. And one of my buddy is actually the inventor and had the patent for remote controls for cars, designed it. And I called him and I was talking to him, and I didn't know this, but your fob constantly is emitting a signal that can be picked up.
Well, sure, it's emitting a signal because that's how it gets you in the car.
So it says where the fob emits a signal that unlocks the car door, in some cases starts the car within a certain distance of the driver's side. The downside of this feature is the signal is constantly being emitted from the key fob, similar to a debit card.
Wow.
To exploit the signal, thieves will get close to your house with an antenna in hopes of capturing and amplifying it so they can unlock your vehicle.
That's insane. That's just
So,
nuts, dude.
This theft can take less than 60 seconds to execute, and it's only effective when the car's key fob is in proximity. The fob is in the proximity of the car. So, think about that. Your mom's, whoever the case may be, they walk out and they set their purse there by the door right when you walk in, and your purse is within a certain vicinity of your car. It's emitting a signal. It is staying connected between your car and the car fob. So that signal is always being emitted so they can pull up with this antenna, boom, get it. They look over, your car's unlocked. What a sad state of affair. But here's what they say. It's not uncommon for vehicle owners to leave their key fob near the front door or the back doors, on hooks or in bowls where they can just grab them on their way out and leave them when they return home. They said, but these locations make it easy for thieves to approach and use an antenna to capture the signal from outside the door. Experts suggest keeping key fobs near the center of your home. It says there's a couple of things. Now they have purses, or they have these little deals like what you would put your glasses, whatever, in. You put the keys in and you close it, and it stops the signal.
Or it doesn't release it outside the little box.
They have these little purses, like a little coin purse, and you put your fob in there.
So that means I'm going to have to buy a new little purse?
Well, you're off the beaten path.
Yeah,
I mean, how far is your house from
long
the street?
way, long ways.
So they said, here's another thing, which I forgot about this, the club. They said by putting a club on your steering wheel, remember the old club?
Oh, sure. That was a big
thing
for the longest.
That is such a distractor now for how long it takes, because they don't want to
deal with
break the steering wheel. They're not going to bring a grinder and start grinding that thing off. They said it is a booger to get that thing off. That was one thing. And then they said, he said, the best thing to do is clean your stinking garage out and put your car in the garage and shut the door.
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
But you know what? A buddy of mine sent me a video on how easy they can access
open
your
the garage door.
I know. He said they'll sit in neighborhoods and pick up the codes on your garage door. And so they said, what do you do? And they said, well, you keep changing it. Like weekly, change your code. I'm like, that's just nuts.
That's crazy.
Absolutely nuts. Or have the latch on your garage door where you're getting at and you're actually turning it and putting that, where the metal goes through the rails. And I went, really? And I'm like, yeah, there's so many things now. And
why don't you just take and do this? Park your vehicle right out front, in the open, and put a sign up that says, take it, you're being recorded. Well, wouldn't that make you think a little bit? Like, well, maybe I may not do something. or like have when they get these boxes off the front porch and that ink goes off on them, like they try to open the door and ink falls all over them. Something, if you got, it's just so.
So he showed me the video where these thieves that work with the police departments and show them how they've been in prison. They come out and show. This guy pulls up with his car and he's got that looks like a little home base.
Right.
Sitting on his dash.
Like a little Wi-Fi kind of thing.
And he's got his laptop, and all of a sudden, beep, 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 that car's unlocked. I went, that is unbelievable. He goes, that's how easy and fast because of the signal
No, so how do
that's
they
being emitted from the key
now?
fob.
Do they use that unit to start the car?
Do what?
So well, it unlocks the vehicle, but do they use that unit to start the car?
No, they go in there and they have
Hot
a
wire?
hot wire and
Okay.
drive off.
Wow.
Or they have some kind of keys that it was just amazing. You go, see this fob? I can make this fob work on that car. And once he picked up the code, he put that fob into this deal. It picked up the code. He goes over and hits it. Boom, starts the car. I'm like, absolutely incredible. So they say they are now, there are purses that are being manufactured to block anything coming out of it. He said they have scanners where they can walk by your purse and extract your credit card information or by your wallet because of the little metal thing that how you
Sure.
swipe.
Oh, yeah.
He said they can walk by and swipe and pick it up. And next thing you know, you're getting an alert that all this money is being charged on your credit card. Absolutely incredible.
Wow.
And I'm
Well,
going,
then we talked about a while ago why people don't trust people. Because we were talking about earlier about people don't believe that you don't charge for the help. And because of this kind of stuff that's going on, that's why people have a lack of trust in certain situations. And I get it. But, one thing you can depend on is if you need help with any of your automotive needs, then you need to go to automotiveedge.com and ask Kurt. And I promise you, it's not going to cost you a nickel. Hug and prayer.
yeah.
And
Well, the
answer.
thing about it is they're saying protect your key fob, protect your wallet, because these scanners, how fast they can pick it up. I'm telling you, when this guy pulled up to the house, it was amazing how fast he was able to get that information.
Well, it doesn't surprise me because we just talked about a little bit ago about you were shocked how these drones are dropping in packages when people order stuff. I mean, the electronics out there are just
Well, what's
through
sad
the
is
roof.
how much technology you, the consumer, have to keep up with not to get ripped off. That's the sad
well,
part.
the consumer's always behind the 8 ball.
Out of everything that bothers me is they come out with something we see really cool, drone deliveries. You know what the guy was telling me? It won't be long. They're gonna intercept that
Drone and send it to
drone
their
and
house.
send it to somebody else's house.
Oh, sure they will.
And I went, really? And he goes, oh yeah. He said it's just gonna be amazing how this stuff gets rerouted and sent. He said, but the big thing is how easy it is to steal cars. He said they go through parking lots and they'll sit there with this setup. And once you walk away from your car and hit it, it's capturing that. And I said, what kind of car? He goes, buddy, you wouldn't believe how many Mercedes Benz and you figure the Highlines would be more protective, but in actuality, they're not.
Well,
He
why
said
wouldn't
they're stealing these cars at a rapid pace just by you walking away and hitting your remote to go in the store.
And why wouldn't they want to steal the high-ended cars? Because if they can do it, why wait? Why not? Just go for the gusto.
Well, he said they make more money just stealing the old, pickup trucks and this and that, whatever the case
Like
may
they're
be.
popular, like the Honda or Toyotas, like even like that.
Yeah. And he said they, it's the common cars that are the easiest to steal
And turn.
Sell all the parts and strip them down. I'm going, wow. I don't wrap my brain around it.
So you said that they found.
So they caught a guy.
Was it in Dallas?
Yeah, and they went back and
crazy.
They were already up to over 200 VIN numbers, VINs,
Wow.
showing these guys have been doing this for a very, very long time because some of the cars were stolen a long time ago, but they were finding, all the different numbers on it. I was like, wow, unbelievable. So here's the deal. If you got a purse, take it to the middle of the house because they said a lot of your networking will cancel that signal directly to your car. So if they pull up and they have one of these units, they're not extracting that information. Put a club on your car if, in fact, you're parking the vehicle outside. Or there's other ways to detach that signal from your key fob.
Well, like you were saying, they have these special things now. You can put your fob in there, close it like a glass case that would not have that signal be released.
Yep.
So it's
unbelievable.
These guys blocking it.
cure every disease in the world, but instead they want to steal your car. We're here to help.
Well, they make more money.
214-787-1190 is the number. Your thoughts, any questions we can help with, give us a call, 214-787-1190. 22 years on air today, and we want to thank everybody for joining in and celebrating with us and just tuning in the show. Quick break. We'll be right back.
Well, good morning, Judge Christopher Lee Gregory. Says, good morning, gentlemen. Hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving. Wishing all the best for y'all and your family this holiday season. Yes, sir. Thank you. And same to you, my friend.
That's right. You and your beautiful family. I saw those boys playing hockey now.
How about that?
Yeah.
Playing hockey.
Yeah, my wife has seen pictures of their dogs, and she wants one.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, she does.
She probably get one, too.
You know what? I had somebody send me a message on Facebook and said, how do you know Judge Gregory? I said, well, through Bo Carver.
Yep.
Many years ago.
Yes, sir.
Want to see him get reelected every year.
Yes, sir.
Because you know one thing that I will say about him before being a judge? He's a man of God. He's a husband and a father, and then a judge. And he is no problem when, I mean, here's a judge that takes time off to host a Bible study. And when you have a guy that puts his faith first, those are the kind of people you want to hang out with. So we're blessed to call him friend.
Well, he's also very fair.
Oh, Judge,
Man.
I hope my wife didn't see that.
Yeah, don't do that.
We got 4 puppies.
4 puppies. Well, congratulations.
Oh, boy.
Good luck taking care of them.
Oh, they go quick. They sell them dogs quick.
Melinda says Melanie wants one.
Uh-oh. She was watching, Judge.
And she says 2. Melinda says...
Oh, boy. Thanks, Judge.
There you go.
Why did I even bring it up?
You got 2.
It's really not the judge's fault. I brought it up.
You got 2 sold already. Just by calling in and making a comment. All right. Well, there you go. I'll leave it to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a real pleasure getting to know Judge Gregory. And I met him before he even got elected because...
you got pulled over?
No.
He went to jail?
I knew about him.
Because he was a lieutenant on the PD, correct?
He was on the police force there at Lake Worth.
Uh-huh.
And somebody had told me about him, and I called him up while he was running. I said, you have to win this gig because what was there was not pretty. And I said, I'll do whatever I can to help you. And I did. And we did. And he got elected, and been a joy to get to know him. And we've done a lot of things with him and for him, and he's done a lot of things for us. So it's been a great relationship, Judge. And I have to say, I consider you a very, very good, dear friend, very close friend.
Yep. Good people. They're 2 weeks old. We'll be ready first week of January. Thanks, Judge.
Well, should I wish you a Happy New Year with a new dog?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you need to send pics because Melinda's sister, I think, wants one.
What are they? What kind of dogs?
Little bitty ones.
Like Shih Tzu types?
No, they're not Shih Tzus. They're, help me out, Judge.
Yeah, go ahead and advertise since you've already put.
Yeah, you might as well just go ahead and
go ahead and put, how many males or females.
Yeah,
and,
go ahead and get some of that mama don't know money put aside for that dog.
That's funny.
You know what? It was so funny when Judge Gregory allowed me into the courtroom, and then I got to sit up in his chair
with the robe and everything,
and the gavel.
I said the whole 9 yards.
I brought that picture to my mom, and she was like, "Jesus, Mary and Joseph, what just happened?"
She almost fell over, didn't she?
Why would they let you? And it just went on. I'm like, "Mom, I'm your son." She goes, "There is no way."
Mini doxies.
And I went, come on.
Well, there you go. Mini doxies.
Mini doxies.
I don't know what that means, but I'm going to look it up.
And they're so cool. I mean, those are pretty dogs.
Are they?
Yeah, I'd love to have one.
You what? Don't be.
Oh, they're cool little dogs.
I wouldn't say that too loud.
Oh, Melinda's, I'm ready to eat toast. She's already seen it, and Judge Gregory posted. I need the brother deal, though. Those things are not cheap. Ain't nothing cheap about them puppies. 214-787-1190. This segment of the show goes to the great folks over at Classic Kia Carrollton. Now, the $7,500 tax incentive went away, but at Classic Kia Carrollton, through the holiday weekend, which is this weekend, and I don't know how they're going to extend it. Let me grab my sheet real quick so I don't misquote. They're giving $10,000 off. $10,000 off the sticker on the EVs. $10,000 off. So more than when you had the $7,500 incentive. More than the $7,500 incentive they have now on their EVs. Can't go wrong. And then you go to the Kia Soul, which is going out. They just got, I think, their last allocation of Kia Souls. But then you have the new Kia Sportage, the K4, under $25,000, the K5, the Carnival. I got to tell you what, when you pull up to that Carnival, that thing looks huge. I mean, huge. And then you get inside it, it's even bigger. And everything about it went, why would somebody name a vehicle a Carnival? Well, I tell you what, I don't care what it says on that thing. Everything about it, from headlight to tail light.
Well, I'm glad it's got a name
ride
instead of just a number, so it doesn't matter.
The place, Classic Kia Carrollton, great sponsor, going on our third year with those folks right there at 121 and 35.
Frankfurt and 35.
Okay, Frankfurt and 35. Google Classic Kia Carrollton, and your maps will get you right to it. Alan Glover, the new general manager there. Jesse Hull, managing partner, the dealership. I mean, these are just good folks. If it's a Kia, I'm telling you, go to ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. Relax and enjoy the difference. Meet the staff and just test drive. Have fun spending time and learning and doing everything before you make that decision. ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. Okay, a lot of people are out there saying, how much is the interest rate if you have credit problems? Well, let me help you real quick. Do you really know? There he is, the closer, the official closer.
Well, first of all, real quick, when you say it like that, there's a real wide scope of that information. It's not just like, oh, I got kind of bad credit. How do you, I mean, it could be from one extreme to the other just in that comment.
Well, people look at their score.
Right.
And you got to realize something. Bo has credit for a cell phone, and you've got a 750 beacon score.
Right.
Well, that's not going to get your car.
Well, there's a
and then
lot
you have
of things
some
that go
people that
involved,
have
right?
a 650 beacon score that they go, oh my gosh, my credit's messed up. I'm not going to get anything. They go on and on and on. You're going, hang on a second. What's in that 650 score? And so, as I said earlier in the show, we had 5 people that their scores, every one of them were under 660, every one of them. And they're going, gosh, can they do anything for me? I'm like, stop the panic.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Look, let me just tell you something. Your credit's not bad at all. And they're like, but Kurt, you know, my kid had a credit card and they did this. Time out. Although you were the co-signer, you went back and paid that debt. Even though you went back and paid it. And you have the receipt, you paid it. Get this. There was not one person under 660 that paid over 5%. And they thought, you know, I hung the moon. I went, no. Here's the difference between what I do and what you may walk into is that I'm going to go line by line by line and look at your credit. And we're going to have a conversation and go, here's who you need to go see. This is what you need to do. You will be taken care of. But Kurt, I'm like, there's no buts about it. And so here's what you have. I'm just throwing these rates out right now based on average credit. Okay. And one thing that I will tell you is that a lot of people are on heavy budgets. When you're calling me going, hey, I found this 2012, 2014. I don't know anybody that's going to finance those cars other than if it's a tote to note or an high interest yield bank. Just don't, it's just, I wouldn't do it. If you can't pay cash, then finance a higher amount on a newer vehicle and get you a better rate, because miles and year have everything to do with the term and how you're going to get financed. Okay. I have one guy called me up on a car dealership. I can't believe it. They told me it was 11.5%. I got really good credit. I said, well, look at the vehicle you're buying with it's a high risk. So they want that interest on the note, just like anybody. Look at your mortgage. What do they want on your mortgage? All that interest paid up front. Well, same thing. They want their interest paid on a shorter term because of the mileage on that car, and is it going to break down? How much money to keep it running? It's not like a computer designs all this. This is knowing going into their portfolio how things are going to be structured to finance an automobile. Real simple.
Also, debt to income ratio is real important.
Yeah.
You may have 750, but you might borderline on that debt to income, and to go like, whoa, it's kind of an issue.
So on used vehicles 0 to 3 years old, with 20% down, loan value at 70%, 75%. Get this: the average interest rate is under 5%.
That's great.
With approved credit. Now, let's say that you go 0 to 3 years old and you have hickeys on your credit. You're looking at the 6-7% interest rates. And this with average credit.
That ain't bad either.
But then you jump up and then you go, 4 to 8 year old cars. Well, they want a value of about 61%. And the interest rate jumps up in the 8, 9, and 10% based on your credit score. So when people say, well, I can only finance this amount, here's what I want you to do. Do the math. If you're financing an older car with higher mileage and you're paying a higher interest rate, let me tell you, you are well able to afford a newer car with a lower interest rate. And then you're able to get an extended warranty on it and protect that vehicle. I'm just telling you, there's ways. Well, no, all I can finance is 15 grand. Why? And then I said, okay, well, 15 grand will get you about $300 a month. What do you mean? Well, 300 times 60 is $18,000. What's your interest rate on that? Now, let's move up to a newer vehicle that has a rebate and incentive. And if you're paying down your TTNL, you're buying a brand new vehicle at what interest rate? Which we did with a lot of people. One of them was like, I want to be at $450 a month. That's my cap. And I found this vehicle and I went, whoa, time out. How about a brand new vehicle? And I'm like, there's no way. I'll never get approved. I can't finance a new vehicle. We saved them 6 points of interest rate, which is $60 a month. Plus they had the rebate. Plus they were putting down TTNL and drove off in a brand new 2025 vehicle. So I'm telling you, let me do the math for you. Stop the panic. Stop looking at the amount going, that's all I can finance. Because everybody that contacted me last week, they were buying vehicles prior to, we put them in brand new vehicles. Brand new. And they thought, wow, how is he doing this? Well, it's about year, make, model, and miles, and what that bank's willing to loan on it. And on some of those, the average down payment was 26 to 30% with people with hiccups on their credit. I'm like, that's just nuts. There's so many other ways to go based on your credit and what you and I can share together, which is always tough because, your Social Security number is your most personal piece of information that you have to hold abreast in life. But you and I are going to talk about it. I always tell people, go ahead and subscribe to Equifax or Experian. You can cancel at any time. Pull your 3 reports. That's what the dealers are going to look at, and let you and I have a conversation and talk about what's on there. So out of the 5 people, none of them got an interest rate quoted to them online less than 10%. Less than 10%. And he called me up and says, hey, here's the deal. And what a blessing it was for all these people to contact me and go, here's what we want to do. And we were able to cut their rates in half and put them in a brand new vehicle. So what you may think works out financially for you, there may be something a whole lot better for you for us to figure out and get you more vehicle for less or more vehicle for the same. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thanks, everybody, for being part of our broadcast today here on our social media sites, the Automotive Edge Radio Show, Shifting Gears Facebook page, Kurt Chase on LinkedIn, and then on YouTube at the youtube.com/the @ the Automotive Edge. 22 years celebration today, anniversary. And we are here live at El Dorado Chevrolet in McKinney, Texas.
9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. Up to $17,250 off on Silverados. I'm telling you, now is the time to get you a pickup truck. If you're one of the folks that bought during COVID and you have negative equity, you want to get out of the vehicle, you're in a lease, you want to get out of it, you want to do a premature lease, I'm telling you, Chevy Silverados here at El Dorado Chevrolet is the way to go. Doesn't get any better. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Look at old Judge Gregory. Him and Melinda having this old mini doxy conversation. I'm done.
On the Automotive Edge time. That's okay. We won't charge you anything.
I'm done. I'm done.
Well,
Honeybees doxies. I am so done.
Sherry says she's listening and tuned into us, so thank you. Appreciate that. Her husband, Rick, my buddy from a long time ago, says that he's interested in a Tesla. And I actually just texted.
Good time to buy one.
I just texted her and said, before he does, I think he should look at that Kia EV9.
Oh.
I said, I've driven that, and that is a one monster vehicle that's fabulous.
Or the EV6, the smaller one. Either one.
Yeah, EV6 too. That's right. You can check that one out.
Yep.
But that EV9 was like the world. It was the world vehicle of the year, something like that. What
EV9.
The EV9 was. And I think it's going to be priced a whole lot less.
Global Vehicle of the Year.
Yeah, I think it's going to be priced a whole lot less than that Tesla.
Well, the thing about Tesla is the pre-owned ones are so doggone cheap, unless it's the S model, which is their $100,000 bad boy.
Right.
The rest of them are selling cheap. I think that big old bubble butt looking thing is just ugly.
What,
ugly,
the Tesla
ugly.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but on the inside, lights out. The technology and everything. I've got a video that was sent to me. This kid gets pulled over in California. No, not in California. Bought it in California, but he's in another state, and the cop pulls him over. He goes, license, registration, insurance. He goes, what? And he goes, you can't be using a computer while you're driving.
That's funny.
And he's like, what? And he goes, license, insurance. And he goes, okay, no problem. He goes, that's not a, he said, that's part of the car. And he goes, get out of the car. Now the cop's mad. He goes, why don't you get, he goes, what do you mean? And the cop is kind of, he goes, don't pull it. That's part of the car. And he goes, what the hell is this? He goes, it's a Tesla. He goes, what's a Tesla? Can you believe that? And the cop was just, and he goes, that's part of the car. He goes, yes, sir. And he's just showing him. And the cop was just totally infatuated with this car. And he goes,
that's crazy.
It looks like you had your laptop sitting up here.
Well, you might want to learn something before you start pulling over people.
Do you know that there's states that if you have one of those smell goods hanging off your rearview mirror, it's a ticket?
Why?
Because it's distracted driving.
Really? Come on, give me a break.
I was shocked. I watched some of those cop watch videos, and this cop pulled me over because you can't have that pine tree hanging there. License, insurance, registration, wrote him a ticket.
Really?
$175 fine.
What?
Yeah.
Where was this at?
Some other state. And then I didn't realize there's still states where you can have a fuzz buster, radar detector.
Yeah, well, they don't like it if they find that you're going to get written up anyway.
And they take it.
They do?
They take it.
Oh, well, I don't think it's against the law here.
No, it's not.
But they don't like it. And if they see you have it, you're going to get it. So, yeah, the EV6 it looks like about $10,000, $12,000 cheaper. It's a whole lot cheaper than a Tesla, I can tell you that. Now, this is it's a pretty good looking car. You drove the EV6, didn't you?
EV6.
Yeah, you did, right?
Yeah. 214-787-1190. This segment of the show goes to classicarlington.com. I keep saying this name. Write this name down. Jermaine Pearson. Jermaine Pearson. Jermaine of the Jackson 5. He's no relationship, but Jermaine, I'm trying to give you a little way to remember. Jermaine Pearson, Classic Arlington, Buick, GMC. I've never seen these kind of rebates and incentives ever on Buicks or GMC, and they've got them through today. We have no idea what's going to happen on Monday the 1st because it's all based on how many they sell, how well they're turning their inventory, on what they're going to do. The place, classicarlington.com, right there, Collins and 20. And Jermaine Pearson's my guy. I'm telling you, this guy is energy. He's positive. He gives you all the reasons to either come back and see him or take delivery. Everybody that I've sent there just thought he hung the moon. In fact, one of them picked up a new vehicle, and they own the cleaners where I bring my clothes, and said they've never had a situation like that ever. And he's the guy. And the way Jermaine is the way his staff is. The place, classicarlington.com. Log on today, whether it's a Sierra pickup truck, Yukon Denali, a Hummer, the Buick line, which, you know, the Buick Enclave's in my top 5 SUVs on the road right now. Then it comes down to who? And that's classicarlington.com. My buddy Jermaine Pearson, General Sales Manager, is the man to assist you. That's classicarlington.com.
Well, Judge Gregory, who will definitely know the information to this, says that it's against, really, you can get ticketed for having your handicap tag hanging up there too while you're driving.
Yeah.
That you take it down when you're driving and put it up when you're parked.
I didn't know that. I saw that. I forgot where the guy was, and he goes, what am I getting pulled over? He says, what do they call it?
Handicap tag.
Yeah, but they call it that, whatever they had like a name for it. Anyway, he said, you can't have that. He said, you have to set that on your dash. He said, you hang it when you're stopped. You don't hang it while you're driving. And the guy goes, what? And this was a pretty old guy, you know? And he's like,
I leave it up there all the time.
He did.
Probably.
And he goes, well, sir, license and insurance. And man, next thing you know, it just got really ugly. But sure enough, the law says you can't have that hanging from your rearview mirror. I was like, that is just unbelievable. I don't know if it's just boredom or whatever reason to
pull you over for that.
I mean, you know, you got some guy that a senior citizen with that
let's ask Judge Gregory the question. Judge Gregory, if you were back on the police force, would you pull me over if I had my handicap tag over my rearview mirror? Answer the question.
You know what? I was talking to a buddy of mine. He's the captain of the Keller Police Department. He said he's got officers that pull over school bus drivers.
For doing what?
He said he pulled one over 5 miles over the speed limit. Pulled him over.
Oh, come on.
He said there's always those guys on the force that they are so strict with their rules.
Looking
but he
for
said
something to do.
Once they write you up, you know, you're not going to get out of it.
Right.
You're
just kind of screwed right there. But yeah, it's interesting how these little.
He said he never ever made a stop like that.
Well, I figured that. I would have guessed that.
Yeah, I wouldn't figure Judge Gregory.
No, that's why I say he's just a really, really good, honest, a fair judge, and he was that way as a police officer. So
all right, I want to run through these rates real quick. I just got a text going, hey, what are the actual rates? 781 or higher, and I'm gonna lower that number. I'm gonna say 700 or higher. Debt to ratio is good. 0% to 5.25 is a good area to be in. 0, obviously, circumvented rate from the manufacturer. There's a lot of 1.9, 2.9, 3.9s. You will qualify that with a score over 700, and your debt to ratio is good. 661 to 699, they're coming in around 6.5%, 6.75. 600 to 660, coming in about 9%. 500 to 600 is coming in around 13.5 to 14%. And then below that, it's just going to be, 17.99, whatever you can get a rate at. But remember, don't run around from dealer to dealer to dealer trying to see who give you the best interest rate. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is go to theautomotiveedge.com, leave me your name and number, and let's talk about it together before you go run around, because you don't want to continue to, I would just tell you this, once a dealership pulls your bureau and gets that loan condition for approval, and you go from that manufacturer from one to another, they all have to play off that very first call that came back from the bank. So the bank says, okay, we'll finance you at $30,000 at 6.9%. You go to the next dealership. Can you beat this deal? Well, financially on the price of the vehicle, maybe, but on the financing, it's locked in. It's locked in. So don't run around from store to store to store trying, and then you get all these bureaus, because you got to realize the dealer will pull it and then they'll send it to their top 4 banks. So you could have 20 inquiries on your bureau just by going to 4 dealerships. Not the way to buy a car. 214-787-1190. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Man, you learn something new about these laws out there, huh?
Yeah.
And one of the things they really need to change the law, especially in Texas, is the use of cell phones. And especially now, as we're moving in, and you can even get this on an older vehicle to where you can have it to attach to your radio as a hands-free device. Even on older vehicles, they have ways to do that. There's no reason why you should be holding the phone, especially texting and driving.
Yeah.
And I think that if you even have a device in your hand.
But you know what? I was talking to several police officers, and you know what they said? I said, how many tickets? Because that came in about 5 years ago.
Right.
And I said, how do you write the ticket? And he goes, you know the sad part, Kurt? We can't see them.
They're supposed
push
to
send.
Right. That's what the law, what Kurt's saying is the law technically here in Texas is that they have to be using it, hit send or whatever.
If they're typing, no problem.
You can't do it until they know, they see
And
that.
he goes,
Well, how are they
there's no
going
way
to
to
see
hit. I
that?
said, who wrote that law? He goes, some idiot in Austin.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that was just an appeasement.
Yeah.
They're so like, hey, we're really trying to do something about these cell phones, but that was garbage.
Yep.
They weren't doing anything to do that. That was just looking like they're trying to do something. But that's a real problem, I think, especially in North Texas, especially in this area.
Yep.
I mean, I just see people on their phones all the time driving.
Yep. And I don't mind honking at them.
Yeah, I know. Good morning, Wesley Stewart. He says, hey, morning, Bo and Kurt. Hope y'all keeping warm. Yeah, it's going to be a little nipply tonight.
It's going to be a little chilly. Tomorrow's going to be cold.
Yeah.
Mrs. Chase asked if I'd make a pot of turkey and vegetable soup.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Especially with that turkey you made.
She likes zucchini and squash in her soup.
Do you?
Yeah. Do you?
Well, I've never had that kind of soup to have it, but
Well,
I would like it.
Mine's kind of a cream base.
Oh, that's what I do.
And then I put fresh green beans and
Cool.
squash. And
Oh, that's a meal.
I am. And then I always cook everything real quick in a little bit of Irish butter and garlic. And then I make my cream sauce, my base, and then put everything in and start adding to it. Cover it and let it cook for about 8 hours.
About that.
So what Mrs. Chase wants, Mrs. Chase gets.
Well, she's probably going to be coming home with a dog's here pretty soon. So
Yeah. I love Judge Gregory. I love you, brother. I do.
All you can to make that happen. All right. Get a water real quick.
Well, I want a big dog, but we
Want
have
water?
new, I'm fine. Here, chunk that for me. We have new hardwood floors, and that is not conducive to having a big dog, which I've always had Dobermans, and we can't with the new floors. That would really mess our hips up. But anyway, so it's where you get little dogs for. So we have 3 little dogs. I mean, what's wrong with the 4th little dog, right? Oh, my nose is itching. It's weather. Anyway, no big dogs are overrated. Well, it looks like Mrs. Chase is going to have a conversation with Judge Gregory and probably be welcoming another dog into the Chase household. What's wrong with 4? I mean, what the heck? Her boss tells her that he's got a half dozen. So what's 4? But I told him I don't own a dealership, so a little bit different. But Judge Gregory, we have 5 dog beds around our bed that don't even get used because Melinda puts all the dogs in bed with us. So it's like every year she buys a new dog bed thinking they're going to like it. They don't give a flip. They want on that Posturepedic with that big comforter on the bed. I have no say so. I'm sleeping on the edge of a king size bed because the dogs are all piled up in between us. So we got room for a couple more. What the heck? Boy, things are hopping here at Eldorado Chevrolet. Man, oh man, when you're giving up $17,000 off on a brand new Silverado, I fully understand. Did you have to pay for that? I'm sure. On account you wasn't going to pay for it?
I said put it on Kurt's account. No problem. This credit's good here.
So do your dogs sleep inside?
Oh, yes.
With
we have a doggy door, so they can go in and out.
You ever get any snakes coming in?
Oh, no. No, we got too many animals for snakes to be coming in. We got a cat, too, that goes in and out of the doggy door.
Really?
Yeah. It's the best thing we have ever done because try to navigate.
How does it seal? What about when the wind blows that open it up?
Well, not really. It can at times if it's really, really bad. We'll shut it, put the lid over it if it gets like that. We don't want them going out like that anyway.
Yeah.
So if it gets like that, we'll shut the door. But man, they just come and go as they please, and it's been great because it's just you don't have to try to manage that. And even if you leave for a little while, you don't worry about they're going to use the bathroom in the house. Just leave the door open, they go in and out, and that's it.
So Wesley, he's in Florida, isn't he?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we have our neighbors in Florida in sunshiny Naples. They're loving life out there right now. Coming back to this in the morning.
Yeah, they might be happy about that. They might want to book another couple of nights down there.
Yeah.
He says it's a little chilly there.
Huh.
He said 60 degrees right now with the wind blowing. Well, I guess they're getting cold's kind of moving in. It's that time of year for sure.
Yeah. Well, we've been waiting on it. I like it. I mean, I like the cold weather. I like to be able to fire up my fireplace.
Well, especially for the holidays.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want 100-degree temperatures for Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it.
Yeah. I like the,
I just don't. The only thing, see, this doesn't really bother me. I mean, I'll bundle up and do my, thing that I do, but I just hate it when it gets down in the 20s. That kind of temperature, or even we get down in the teens. That I hate. I hate that, and that's the worst to me. I'll take 110 degrees over that any day of the week. But like this, getting 30, 35, what it's going to be tomorrow is a high, about 40?
Yeah, I got buddies, they said, man, I just love the freezing weather because it kills all the mosquitoes.
That's
Mosquitoes have been around for a million years.
Listen,
they ain't going nowhere. Roaches ain't going nowhere.
That is a wives' tale. Do not believe that. And I've done a lot of research on that. That does not happen. They might hibernate a little bit, but they ain't going away. You ain't killing them. So where's my app here? Let's see would you say the house was, you said it was supposed to be like 70 degrees today, didn't you?
Yep. 69.
Let's see where we're going. Yeah, ain't going to make that. 66 at 2 o'clock, 20% chance of rain. So it's still going to be nipply. 6 p.m. What we get? 31 degrees at 7 a.m. Tomorrow morning.
Yeah, going to be chilly. 214-787-1190 is the number. 2 hours left here live. Eldorado Chevrolet, 22 years on air. Our big anniversary show. I want to thank everybody that has been with us since inception, which the radio show used to be called the Texas Car Clinic. And then a few years later, Chris Click and Brian McFarland came to me and said, hey, change the name. Let's take this up a notch. How about the Automotive Edge, giving you the edge on how to buy a car?
Well, the one reason that happened was that you were starting to reach people outside of Texas.
Yep.
And that was the reason, wasn't it?
Yeah, he goes, them people in Oklahoma aren't going to
Yeah.
want to deal with you.
or Arkansas or wherever else,
yeah.
because it's reaching out pretty far, in Louisiana even. So that was a good move.
Yeah.
And the name's been great.
And Chris built me a new website, and things just got launched. And Brian has been with me every step of the way. When we get a new offer to go on a new radio station or a new contract, Brian is right in the middle of it. And want to thank him, Pete Thompson, who gave me the big opportunity back at Salem, and all the great friends I met there, Amy Markham, Bonnie Curry, Scott Wilder, Frank Reed. I mean, there were so many great people around me, and all the ones that have the radio shows that we got to meet and hang out with and get to know. And I got to meet Laura Ingram before she even was on Fox Radio.
There you go.
And had a great conversation meeting her. And Mike Gallagher, I helped him, and his wife, God rest her soul, get into new vehicles and meet a lot of really good people, and that have endorsed me.
And you've met a lot of wonderful judges that's gotten you out of trouble too. So that's good.
Yeah, well, fast forward, being a part of helping Judge Gregory get elected. How cool is that?
It's been awesome.
Helping all the school teachers over
Judge
the years,
Charbonnet too, and
Judge Charbonnet,
Kerbo in Louisville. I mean,
Yep.
we help all those guys because we trust what they do, and we honor what they do, and we support what they do.
Yeah, we've given away over 20 cars to single moms in need. And the teachers is the big thing. And then we helped raise some money for the therapy horses for kiddos with Down syndrome. And so the radio show has been great, but it's been a great catalyst to get out to the public and help people and endorse people and help people get in the right position. It's just been a blessing. So thank you to everybody, mainly all of the great sponsors of the show, that without them, we wouldn't be on air and being able to help the people that we're helping.
Loyal sponsors.
Yep. Another great sponsor, all the Crest dealership, Crest Volvo, Crest Cadillac, Crest Infinity, all there at 121 and the tollway. If you go to crestvolvocars.com, that's crestvolvocars.com, you'll see all their great specials. And let me tell you what, they got a ton of inventory, and Volvo's numbers are up. You look at electrification all the way across the board, a bunch of them are down. Not with Volvo. Volvo is staying strong, and here again, it's its own entity. You drive a Volvo, you are not going to run around town going, wow, that drove like a Volvo. It's just not going to happen. Right next door, Crest Infinity with the QX80, and they've got the hard-to-find colors that everybody's looking for in the QX80. And all their models are on sale. And here's the thing, maybe you can't afford new. Check out their certified pre-owned. They've got the best of both worlds. And then right next door to that is Crest Cadillac. If you go to crestcadillactx.com, that's crestcadillactx.com, they got one of my all-time favorite, and that's the Cadillac Escalade B Series, which I can't afford, but, I always hope Mike Brosen would just give me one. Mm-hmm. And, early Merry Christmas to me, not going to happen, but I'm still a big CT guy, and they have the CTV, that blue one on the showroom floor they had with the manual transmission, way up my alley. And then you have the XT4, XT5, XT6, full line of Cadillac. So you can still go gas or electric. But Mike Brosen and his staff, their delivery process when it comes to the luxury line of vehicles is second to none. So you go from a salesperson to your finance manager to a delivery specialist to make sure you get to enjoy the Crest life each and every time. So you have crestvolvocars.com, crestinfinity.com, and then crestcadillactx.com. Make your appointment, go test drive, leave the rest to them, and enjoy your Crest life at any of the three Crest locations, 121 in the tollway, crestvolvocars.com, crestinfinity.com, and crestcadillactx.com. Yes, Frank Reed is an awesome person. Here's the thing. I want to kind of let everybody know, if you're waiting till the end of the year, I think you're going to be not so pleasantly surprised. And I'll just give you a quick synopsis on how this works.
Well, that ain't that far away.
Yeah, I mean, we got the 25 days to Christmas countdown starting Monday. But here's the thing. Here at Eldorado Chevrolet, they just sold this Chevy pickup truck. I just saw the paperwork and everything. It's done. So once it's sold, the, Rusty McDonald or Justin Griffin or Jason Long, one of the managers, they'll go in and they'll RDR the car. And that goes to the manufacturer saying this vehicle has been sold and who it's sold to. That automatically triggers another vehicle for the dealership. Automatically. It goes right into the hopper. So it keeps their pipeline full of cars being produced to get it to the dealer. So the faster they turn it, what we call a turn rate, they get another vehicle put in their inventory. When they're turning cars really, really fast and they're doing really, really well, maybe assembly can't keep up with that demand. And so there's no reason to continue to put these kind of massive discounts and incentives on it. And so they start coming down. With that being said, the 25 inventory is really, really depleting. As I'm going around all the different manufacturers and visiting with them, and some of this stuff is really, really hard to find. You look at what's going on with, I was at Freeman Toyota the other day, and now that everything's going hybrid with your Corolla and your Camry, your Highlanders, your Tundras are no longer the iForce V8. They're now the iForce twin turbo V6s, selling. So their turn rate is extremely high. And that's why you don't see these massive incentives on Toyota or Honda because of their turn rate. Go to freemanhonda.net and you'll see great APRs, great lease program, but you don't see $8,000 and $10,000 discounts and incentives. Maybe $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. Why? Because the turn on the car. You take a look at how fast they're selling the Silverados here at Eldorado Chevrolet. You're not going to see up to $17,000 off come 2026 models for long. So realize it's on the 2026, not even a 2025. So coming into January, February, and March, everything slows down. People are paying off Christmas. February, shortest month of the year. March, the tax man cometh. Everybody starts prepping. So it's push, get rid of as much inventory for that first quarter. And then things start to change. And then the buying season kicks off again in April. This hadn't changed in my 38 years in the auto industry. So it used to be many years ago, you would wait until that last week of the year and go in and say, okay, here's how we're going to sell our cars. Here's what their inventory is. I'm going to go beat the brains out of a salesperson and save a ton of money. That's not the case anymore. So I had about 180 people waiting, and we've cut that list way down. And here's the other thing too: used car prices are still going up. They're going up. So everybody says, "Well, you know, they got to beat the tax man, and they got to get rid of this inventory." There's no such thing. They want to beat the interest on the bank, their floor plan expense, not the tax man. The interest on the cars that they pay for that's financed from a bank sitting on their lot, gaining interest. It takes away from their profitability, so they have to turn their inventory quick. Well, right now, they are turning it quick because of rebates, incentives, and discounts. It's the time to be proactive, not reactive. Because I still got people going, hey, Kurt, you're full of crap. I'm going to wait till the last week, the last day.
Can you repeat that again?
You're full of crap. And I'm going, okay, I'm telling you, unless, and I don't work for GM or Ford or Ram for them to go, you know what? We're just going to ramp up like no tomorrow. We're going to keep them going. Pickup trucks will always be the biggest discounts, biggest incentives, some of the best rates, because we're a pickup truck driven world. And coming up in the next segment, we're going to be covering the top vehicles across the United States, who's selling them, where they're being sold. But then you take a look at the rest of the thing. Look at Subaru. Subaru's never had rebates. You look at Mazda, never been big on rebates and incentives. You look at Volkswagen. I mean, you go on down the list. Right now, you're seeing them. And you're seeing massive discounts on electric. How long will that last? It's how quick the inventory is going to be turned, because a lot of you have been on the sideline because of interest rates. Interest rates are dumping. And just as soon as the Feds dump them again, it's going to dump again. especially for the vehicles that they haven't put very big incentives or APRs. You're probably not going to see the incentives, but you will see the APRs as things start changing, because the largest employer in the world is the auto industry, and we need these rates to stay low and keep turning inventory, because you, the consumers, are holding on to them longer. You're holding on to them longer. The inventory starts piling up, and then things start changing, except for pre-owned. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheels Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
And thanks for each and every one of you for being a part of our broadcast today. We're here at El Dorado Chevrolet in McKinney, Texas. They are been a sponsor with our radio show for 10 years. This is a 22-year celebration that the Automotive Edge has been on radio with the host Kurt Chase. We're happy to be. I'm happy to be a part of it. I've been a part for about 7 years now, and it's been a really enjoyable journey. And I've seen a lot of people get helped by, things that they're needing in any of their automobile needs, and that's one of the things that people go like, well, if I'm not buying a car, why should I need to call Kurt? Well, it's not just about that. What about you want to sell your vehicle and how much you think you should be able to get for it? I mean, if you don't know those kind of things, you could lose a lot of money. So it's about where you're buying or selling or leasing. Leasing is an important thing, and leasing is really great for a lot of people. It may not be good for other people, but leasing can be a really good way to have a brand new vehicle and have your payment a lot cheaper than buying one. So there's a lot of options there for you. And body work. Where do I go to get body work done? Or, different things. People get their wheels all scratched up. What can I do? Where can I go to get that maybe repaired, or instead of buying a new wheels? Because these wheels are like through the roof and pricing now. So tires, all those kind of things. If you're just guessing, or you just think you might know, and you're not giving Kurt the opportunity to help you with that, it's a bad mistake. And I'm just here to say that I've seen him help a lot of people, and they have, there's a lot of them that said, there's a lot that they could have gotten really taken advantage of, and he saved them from that. So just go to the Automotive Edge and theautomotiveedge.com, and then message Kurt. It's got a place to leave him a message. And the best thing to do is just leave your phone number and say, hey, I got a question about the value of my trade. Or I want to buy a new vehicle. I like your opinion. Or I need to go here or there. I need this done or that done. Where do I need to go? Can you help me? It's as simple as that. He'll give you a call and walk you through whatever you need done. So that's what I highly suggest, and that's what 22 years of being on this broadcast for Kurt has really helped.
We back live
a lot. I am. You're not. No, I don't think we're back yet. I can't get a lot of googly got from his end.
I'm not. That would be you.
I know. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's all about me. So just tell everybody about the broadcast. And just, if nothing else, tell them about the automotiveedge.com and Kurt. Like Brian was saying today earlier, if you tuned in earlier and got that call, it was a great conversation that tell folk about what they can get and not get taken advantage by just going to the automotiveedge.com.
So does Judge Gregory name the dogs before you get them?
I don't know. I wouldn't, because I think.
I saw a breeder down in Houston that they named the dogs.
I don't know. I don't know.
When we were buying,
is that a protocol? Is that something?
I don't know. When my dad bought Airedales, the Airedales came with like the birth certificate, whatever they
call names, right?
And there was a name on it. I'm like, wow. I guess they do that on full breed dog, whatever. I don't know. They get a birth name or something, then you get to change it.
I don't know.
My wife is happy right now. Go, honey.
Judge Gregory, What's the protocol on that? Do you name the dogs before you sell them?
My
Yep.
wife's favorite singer. My wife is happy right now. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of this show is brought to you by FreemanHonda.net, not com, .net, FreemanHonda.net. Dane Miner and his staff right there at Wheatland and I-20. If it is a Honda need, I'm telling you, it doesn't get any better. Not only does he have the best place to buy a Toyota, he's got the best place to buy your Honda. And the way Dane Miner runs his operations, second to none. And every time I go by there, I see my buddy Mike, who used to work with me many years ago, and he is there on the showroom floor. Just walk in and say, Mike, he is the man. And let him help you with your Honda needs. One of the best all-time selling vehicles. It's a vehicle that is always got a good trade-in value, low cost of ownership, and one of the most loyal brands around. And then it comes down to who? My place, Freeman Toyota, right there at I-20 Wheatland Road.
Freeman Honda.
Freeman Honda. Go to FreemanHonda.net. That's FreemanHonda.net. And stop in and see John. He is a sales manager. See Mike. He is one of the sales rep there. And enjoy your Honda experience. That's FreemanHonda.net. Okay. This was pretty cool. A buddy of mine sent this to me, and he goes, do you know across the United States what the favorite vehicles are? And I went, no, I don't. But I did. So let me ask you, I'm just going to throw a couple of states out here and just see if you can just guess what their favorite vehicles are.
Okay.
Okay. Best-selling vehicles in Alabama.
I say pickup truck.
Well, that's pretty freaking vague.
Oh, you want the specific? Yeah. I'd say a Ford F-150.
Very good. What about Alaska?
I'm going to say something like Range Rover or something like that.
Chevy Silverado.
Oh, okay.
This one threw me for a loop. Arkansas.
Arkansas. I would say, so I got to say that the brand and the deal.
I know at your age, it's really difficult to do, Bo. GMC Sierra. This one ought to be really easy. If you miss this one, you're buying dinner tonight.
Oh, okay. Oh wow. I'm gonna have to cancel.
California.
EV.
Very good.
Probably Tesla.
That's right. That's it. Too good. Here's one that threw me for a loop. Connecticut.
I would say like a Subaru.
Well, you're in the right ballpark. Toyota RAV4.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And again in Florida, Toyota RAV4. I would have never.
That's a great vehicle, so I don't blame them.
Okay, this one here was no surprise because I already knew it. Hawaii.
Ooh, Jeep.
That's a great guess. Jeep was number 2. Toyota Tacoma.
Okay, I got you.
Yep. What about, which, they need to fire everybody that's running the state, Illinois.
Illinois. Wow. I'm going to say.
Say something, Bo.
Well, I'm thinking.
Gosh.
I'm thinking it would be.
The listeners are falling asleep.
I don't know. I can't say. Huh? F-150, but I don't think so.
No. Illinois is the Honda CRV.
I was going to say that.
Yep.
Not that, but I was going to say it's probably.
Yep. A Honda CRV. So let's throw out another one here.
Yeah,
Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's bulletproof vehicles there, and that's
okay. The great state of Texas.
Oh, that's F-150 Ford.
It's what?
Ford F-150.
Not the Silverado. You wouldn't say the Silverado. But
Well, I'm just
Well, you know what? It's actually really close.
between the two.
You know,
Yeah, I should be fired for not saying that. Huh? I said that next to the Silverado guy.
now I'm going to say the same old GM thing.
What about Minnesota?
I would say they like stuff with a lot of four-wheel driving. So, I'd
Chevy
say some kind of SUV.
Chevy Silverado.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yep. What about Michigan?
Oh,
Well,
now you got the big three up there.
if anybody's even living in Michigan, that's a question I'd have anyway. Come on.
So it's Detroit. This has got to be theft proof.
Yeah, of course.
You got to split with
Yeah.
with Ford and Silverado.
I was about to say it's going to be. Now, if you add GMC in there, they beat F-150.
What about Puerto Rico?
I'd say 57 Chevys.
That's Cuba.
Oh,
But
okay.
you're close. You're close.
That would be the RAV4. So
Okay.
get this. Rhode Island RAV4, Puerto Rico RAV4, Pennsylvania CRV, Oregon RAV4, Ohio CRV, and North Carolina RAV4.
Oh, those are popular vehicles, aren't they?
I'm going,
Wow.
I would have never, ever broke it down that way. But then you take a look at Wisconsin Silverado, Vermont F-Series, West Virginia Silverado, Texas F-Series / Silverado / Ram. You know, it's pretty
it seems
impressive that trucks dominate sales across the United States. I mean, it's not even close when you look at,
well, it's pretty impressive about the Toyota and the Honda too.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, you look at the SARS, which is sales annual adjusted rate, and you figure that, this year I think we're somewhere between 16.4, 17, somewhere in there we're going to hit.
Yep.
But then you look at pre-owned is like going to be 45 million. Then when you start looking at the trucks in the pre-owned, it is through the roof. Joining us, the man, Mr. Chevy himself. They have all these different guys that were, Mr. Showtime, Mr. Las Vegas. We know who all those guys were.
Mr.
Bob
Yeah,
Hope,
there was
who's
Mr.
Mr. Vegas.
Who's Mr. Vegas?
Yeah, been there forever. Always singing.
Oh, can't call his name, but he's been there
Wayne
for
Newton.
Wayne
Wayne
Newton.
Newton.
Thank you.
Well, now we got Mr. Chevy.
Yep.
Jason Long.
I gave you a hint.
I
didn't
know,
say
but I
it.
couldn't think.
He
of
called you Justin earlier,
That's
just to let
fine.
you know.
Yeah.
it. Did not.
Yeah, you did.
Well, just in case you're thinking of getting.
I didn't call you that. He's lying through his teeth over there.
So here's the deal. I know you're gonna. I don't know in the world now. Your turn rate on your pickup trucks. I don't know how it can get any better. You're selling your cars at up to $17,250
How you
off.
doing that?
Last month it was $16,000.
We're doing it in style. That's how we do it.
Sooner or later, factory versus your turn rate versus your sales, how long you can stay on track to do that. And that's why I tell people, if you have negative equity, you don't want to put any money down, or you just need a new pickup truck, you don't worry about the other two. There's no need to wait until December 25th to January 1st.
No. The deals are out now. 25 inventory is slowly dwindling. You got 26s that are here on the lot.
Yeah, but you don't have a lot of 25.
No, I don't. It's probably less than 10%. When it comes to Silverados, we're talking less than 10%.
Now, hang on just a second here. You gave me another shot in the arm with 6,000 off of Equinox on 2026.
That's 2026s. That is correct. And I think part of what we do in our mentality here, part of it is, hey, let's sell some cars. Let's make some great deals for some people, but let's also get some folks in some good situations going into the new year, right? When I can take $17,000 off of a truck, I can absorb negative equity issues.
Oh, yeah,
I can
that's
absorb equity issues when it comes to being in a good position for lenders to buy a loan. There's a lot of good things that I can put folks in that not only benefit them now, but in the future when they go to trade it, they can be in a good situation. They can come back to me and I can get them out of the vehicle easily.
And maybe a lot of people got in that position because of COVID.
Correct.
And then now they're kind of bogged down, and with those kind of incentives, you can get them out of it.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about coming out of break on the ramifications of COVID and what's going on with that. What are we seeing? What are we not seeing? And what you need to do on people that bought over those 2 years. And I'm seeing a lot more of it now than ever before. But we're going to run that by Jason. We're going to take a quick break. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Celebrating 22 years on air today with the great folks here at Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. No need to wait to drive your new Chevrolet. We'll be right back.
So, Jason, did you have all your family here this weekend?
I did. That was
Did
interesting.
they all get new tattoos? Or,
No, we didn't do that.
Did you do headshots and then paint them while they were standing there?
So it was a very interesting story. My neighbor and friend Lonnie calls me. He says, "Man, it's just me and my wife and my kid this year. We don't have all the kids home, and I don't think I'm going to do a big Thanksgiving. I might buy me a few turkey legs and just throw them on the smoker." And he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, let me ask." So I asked my lovely wife. I said, "Hey, what are we doing?" She goes, "Well, we got a turkey." I said, "Oh, good."
You know, they camouflage themselves and crawled on their belly through the
To
wilderness.
get the turkey
Just
first.
to go get the turkey. There's way more to the story.
Way
He's
more
not
to
gonna
the story,
tell it.
but we'll keep it short and sweet. So I said, "Okay, well, we got a turkey," and she goes, "Yeah, and we got a ham." And I said, "Oh, okay. Well, who all's coming?" She goes, "Well, my mom's coming. Dad might not come, and I think my sister."
They all live here locally.
No, they're the DFW area.
Got it.
And I said, "Well, hold on. So who all's coming?" "Well, my mom's coming, and maybe my sister." And my girls were out doing their thing for Thanksgiving. They're in Albuquerque, and
Okay,
one's up
so
in
they weren't
Vermont.
home.
They weren't home. And I said, "Well, I mean, I'm curious now, right? How big is this turkey? It can't be that big. It's got to be a pretty small turkey." She goes, "Oh, it's about 16 pounds."
Wow.
Oh, well, hold on. And Lonnie's on the phone with me, and I start hearing him laughing in the background. I said, "Well, how big's the ham?" And she says, "It's 10 pounds.
Oh, boy.
And so he falls out over the phone. And I said, "Lonnie, don't you dare buy anything.
Yeah.
You need to come to my house for Thanksgiving."
Bring a friend.
Yeah,
So,
bring free the friend.
You know, at 2:00's the time we're going to start cutting meat. And about 1:30, here's her mom and dad.
Showing up, right?
Here's her sister, and here's brother-in-law, and here's their 2 kids, and here comes nephew,
Got
and
bigger and
here
better,
comes
huh?
there. And I was like, you know, we got 30 people in the house. So it was good, though. It was very good. I had to go outside to watch the Cowboys game. It was too loud in there.
Oh, there you go.
But,
Well, it was a good game. They
it was
won.
a great game.
And so, do you like the baked turkey or
Oh,
the fried turkey?
so
or
I
the
will brine.
smoked?
I'll brine for 24 hours. I'll spatchcock and let it dry in the fridge for another 24 hours. And then I smoke my turkey along with my ham.
Oh, how about that?
I smoke them both together.
I had smoked turkey this Thursday, and it's one of the best I ever had.
It's the best. I'm telling you. It's definitely the best. Oh, look at that. Beautiful
He
bird.
throwed his.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
Look at that. Peanut oil.
Oh, yeah. I did 6 turkeys.
Oh,
Fried.
yeah. See, if I had to cook 6 turkeys, yeah, I'm frying them.
Is that, yeah, definitely.
But no, we smoke ham, and I'm telling you, it's the best way to do it. If you get spiral cut ham, is smoke it.
Oh, yeah. No
Yeah.
doubt.
Smoke that thing. But
Yeah,
yeah,
ours was really light. We only had 7, 8 people, but Christmas. is gonna
everybody
be
got
through
one
the roof.
turkey.
And
Everybody
then,
got a turkey.
Well, my pastor called me, and they were doing a turkey trot, and he goes, "Hey, since you're firing up the fryer,"
Okay.
and so I thaw mine out, and then I inject for 2 days. I'm like you, I leave it uncovered in the refrigerator so
Yep.
the skin's going to get nice and crispy.
Yes.
And anyway, it turned out, and then when it comes out of the fryer, I'll inject twice on both sides of the breast, and then put foil in and wrap it up in a beach towel.
Let it rest.
And that beach towel will keep everything nice, and it
Mhm.
doesn't all the moisture doesn't build up. Keeps it nice and warm. And a buddy of mine goes, "Wrap that thing in a beach towel and check out how much juice has stayed in the turkey." I'm like, "You got to be kidding, right?" I was blown away. I'm like, "What a deal!"
Judge Gregory says, "Are they giving deals on the GMC AT4 wheel?"
Yes, they are.
And he says, "I'm loving mine, but you never know."
All right, quick break. 214-787-1190. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
We're coming back.
Very good.
Where I was going, where you at?
Hey, thanks for joining.
I don't know. He's smoking over there. Do you
Well, no,
smell
I didn't know
More
if
than
you were.
turkey, huh?
More turkey.
I didn't know if you were asleep at your age.
Well, okay.
Thanks for hanging out. 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show 22-year anniversary show today. We want to thank all our great sponsors. In fact, you guys are keeping me around for another year.
Oh, yes, sir.
We're celebrating 10 years together. You'll be a 10-time Chevy Dealer of the Year.
That's the
Was
plan.
that a tough decision knowing
Yeah,
that I was going
that's
to be
the
on
plan.
the show? I mean, did y'all kind of flip a coin?
Well,
on
he
that?
needed help carrying equipment. We were like, well,
Go ahead.
Bo.
There's a lot of gray showing up in his beard. And
We're not
do you know
sure.
how I got this gig?
How'd you get this gig?
Craig Nedrow.
Oh, really? That's right. Craig Nedrow.
So I was up here, and a buddy of mine said, go see Craig, and I sold like 5 used cars through him, and he goes, hey, don't you have a radio show? And he goes, yeah, have you thought about asking us to sponsor it? And I went, no. And then
I can't believe that Kurt had that be
he
asked.
calls
about
Mark
doing
Welch,
that.
and then Mark goes, I went, no. I said, I know a Mark Welch. I'm not interested. He goes, no, this Mark Welch. And I show him, he goes, holy cow, you look just like your brother. Come on in.
Oh, there you go.
And we got talking. I didn't know they've been friends for 20 years. And so anyway, and here we are celebrating 10 years. It couldn't be a better relationship because you can't say a time where I ever called and we had a problem.
No.
In 10 years. Never
Mm-mm.
once did someone say, I have an issue with the vehicle. My only problem is I keep trading quite often with you.
Yeah, I got you. Well, I mean, issues come up, but do we have to make them problems? You know, that's
right.
it's a big part of issues happen. I mean, it's life. But
Yeah, because you don't build them. You're a buyer. A lot of
Correct.
people forget dealerships are buyers of cars. It's not like the manufacturer just says, here, we're going to give you a ton of inventory. Do what you will with it. No charge to you until you sell it. Doesn't work that way.
right.
The vehicles come in, they have to pay for them, and then they have a floor plan. And so their objective is to turn them very quickly where they're not accruing hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest when you have this big of an inventory. And that's why you have the discounts that you do is you ain't married to none of them. You got to get rid of them.
That's
Can't bring 'em
exactly
home.
Right. Nope. Can't bring them home. And, you know, the other part of it is Chevrolet I've been around Chevrolet now for 26 years.
Wow.
I've been selling Chevrolets, and I love the product. I love the product. Really is the best that there is out there. I bleed, you know, Chevy blue.
Yep.
You know? But
Is that purple blue or blue purple?
oh, they know you're talking the.
Oh, wow. We had to go there, did we?
Yeah.
Just kind of clear it up which blue he's talking about.
But no, I mean the Chevrolet product, it's stand test of time, and then you know with some of the great vehicles we have out there, Silverado pickup, $17,500
Gosh,
off
that's crazy.
Silverado pickup. 2026 Equinox is $6,000 off. We even did a
Well,
little
hang on
bit
a
with the
second.
Colorado.
Here, let me
Hold
just
on.
help everybody here real quick. These are his specials: 2026 Silverado, 2026 Equinox, 2026 Colorado, 2026 Traverse, and 2026 EVs. There's no 2025s on your special list.
No, sir. No, I don't have very many left. But it's the season. You know, 26s are here. The inventory is great. The selection is great.
So here's the question I got for you.
yeah.
One of them that came in and said, hey, tell Jason I'm sick and tired of paying more for less. And that's what he mean. He goes, I'm paying more for a WT than what he's doing for an LT. Why is that?
Okay.
And I'm
Man,
going,
Should we
more
go to
for a
break?
WT than it is for an LT.
yeah.
I haven't heard that.
And I said, well, one thing that you might be looking at is the work trucks, considering that they don't build that many.
Oh, I got what you're saying. Yeah, and
you will get a better discount on a multi-produced vehicle than a less produced vehicle.
well, there's that, and then the other side of this is that Chevrolet, without their help, I can't get to $17,500 off. I can only do a certain amount on my end. But they do offer more rebates on certain models than they
Right.
do others, and it's based off of what you just said. There's less work trucks out there in the marketplace than there
And
are
a bunch of
LTs.
those usually go through your fleet and commercial.
Correct.
It's
Correct.
not
and
you don't walk out here and see a ton of commercial vehicles sitting on your lot. You have your new commercial and fleet 2 buildings down
Mhm.
that do that, but that's not something that you promo a lot because that's not your bread and butter
Well,
vehicle.
not only that, there's what they call a fan or a fleet account number that certain companies, people that work for certain businesses and certain industries, they get additional rebates that not everybody qualifies for. So I can't advertise a rebate not everybody qualifies for.
Right.
Due to advertising standards. So yeah, I mean, if you're really looking at a work truck, you got a company, work for a company, whatever it is, come get with my fleet department. Our commercial department right now is rocking. They're doing a fantastic job. Go see Brian Wells down there. He's head of my fleet department. And, they can find all those little incremental rebates and things that certain companies qualify for with what they call fleet account numbers and special programs for certain industries. That can very well match everything I'm doing on a retail vehicle. So,
no doubt about it. Let's talk real quick. A lot of people coming out of the COVID sting, and you had to pay premiums for vehicles because there wasn't a whole lot out there. CPOs went through the roof. They were as much as a brand new vehicle. Pre-owned vehicles went up 22%. It was absolutely incredible. And so, coming out of the COVID era, where I'm getting a lot of people going, "Hey, I paid $5,000 over, I paid $10,000 over, I paid over MSRP, and we have all this." Now's the time, I believe, based on what you're doing on discounts and everything, with these kind of incentives and rebates and discounts, it looks so much better on paper to the lender than trying to roll in $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 worth of negative equity into the note.
That's the other part of it. You hit the nail on the head too. Is the used car market didn't drop back down 22%.
Right.
It's still high. It's still up there. So retail trade-in values are still pretty high. Resale is really good when it comes to trading in your vehicle right now. And not to mention, yes, with these big discounts that we have going on, we're offsetting a lot of those costs. Yes, vehicles have.
Is that Menudo?
They
oh, bro, where are you going with that?
Year.
Away from you.
as the vehicles keep going up every year, we have a little bit of a job, a little bit of a duty here to help keep them affordable to everybody. And I said it back then, I'm going to say it now. Really, the same payments are buying the same cars as they were before. They really are.
You need to explain. I mean, when some people are probably doing that Scooby-Doo going,
let's look at this. During COVID, people were buying the same car for the same payment because trade-in values were extraordinarily high.
Right.
Extraordinary. I mean,
they're getting money back on residuals on leasing.
Right. Yeah. People were doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So payments were able to stay the same because they had so much more equity in their trade-ins. Nowadays, with our heavy discounts, with trade-in values still remaining higher than they were pre-COVID, and the fact that now interest rates have dropped to below 5% on average, you're back in the game again.
Yeah, that's nice.
You're back in the game, and despite the fact that vehicles have gone up a little bit. So,
and when you're taking $17,000 off MSRP, your book to value for the portfolio of the bank, let's say you had 5,000 negative equity, 6,000, it still looks good to the bank.
Still looks good to the bank. And what that means for you folks out there is that anytime the loan looks good, the banks give lower rates. Risk versus rate. The higher the risk, the higher the rate. The lower the risk, the lower the rate. And if they're not having to lend out a lot of money on a certain vehicle, then that's a lower risk, and that allows you to get lower interest rates. So all those things go hand in hand. It's that's half of what we do here is finding you the right vehicle. The other half we do is we structure it and we get with banks and we work to get you the best rate that makes sense.
So across the board, are you seeing, I know what I'm seeing, are you seeing better credit scores or lower credit scores?
I'm seeing a little bit of a mix. I don't necessarily say I'm seeing better credit scores. I won't say that. We are seeing a little lower credit scores, but not tremendously lower. But the banks have adjusted for all that. It's funny. During COVID, it seems like all the credit scores went up, and now post COVID, everybody's dropped a little bit more back down.
Well, but everybody's staying home and paying off their debt, and working remote, and they didn't have gas expense and everything. But you know what? I'm seeing a lot more good credit scores but there's a lot of people who have been on the sideline for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, that's true too.
And they've been accruing their money. And I've never had so many people call and go, "Hey, I got $10,000 to put down. I got $5,000 to put," whatever the case may be. I'm going, wow, boy, that's pretty serious.
I am seeing that there has been a lot more money down that's coming to the marketplace than what we typically see. That has happened quite a bit. So I see it seems like a lot of folks have more money to put towards vehicle loans, but is it necessary? No, not really. It's not necessary. Does it help you get a vehicle into your budget? Absolutely. It absolutely will. But
And when we get back, cash versus finance, there's a big myth out there, and I'm getting a lot of that from the consumer going, which way do I go? I heard, well, you're going to hear from the boss here at Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75, 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. Discounts better than they've ever been before. Come out and see us. Quick break. We'll be right back.
So do you think the Cowboys have a chance to make the playoffs?
if they play like that, well,
they
they
got
have
a big game coming with Detroit here next
which,
Thursday.
if they play like that again, they've got it. But they still need help. You got to get some more folks to lose out there.
Well, Detroit, they'll be taking care of them.
Well, they
That's one
got
of the
Detroit,
ones.
then Minnesota, then the Chargers.
And again, they could win out, but they still need some help.
But Detroit's in front of them, so
Uh-huh.
if they beat them, that'll catapult them to a higher level,
Yeah.
which so they can take care of that.
Yeah, the
right away.
half game, the tie may help because it's not a W. I mean, it's not an L.
Right.
I mean, it could be a breaker, but
Well,
you know.
if the Eagles keep losing, they liable to win the division.
wow. Boy, they were showing when the fans were ballistic about
Well,
that
that's a
game.
bunch
of
They're
Bears?
ruthless up there. No, the Eagles
It was, yeah.
are getting beat by the Bears. They were ruthless.
Well, they've
At
always been
halftime,
ruthless.
man, they booed them out into the locker room. I was like, God, they're brutal. They are brutal.
That city's crazy, dude.
They are.
I don't know what they eat up there or whatever happens, but they just breed a bunch of crazies there. I'm telling you.
You talking about Philly?
Yes.
It's the town of brotherly love.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're wearing green.
Yeah, I'll if it's green.
I'm telling you, Rafael Sepien kicked the winning field goal. I'm up there. It was called the Vet.
Right.
And I'm there with my two cousins. And right when he kicked that field goal, he looked at me and goes, get that jersey off. He goes, well, you could get that jersey off now. And so I pulled it. He goes, tuck it down your britches. I was like, what? I was shocked what I saw when I was leaving that stadium. Senior citizens spitting on them, throwing beers on them.
Oh, yeah.
It was horrible.
Well,
There
look
were
what
so many fights in the parking lot. I'm going over a football game.
look how they acted when Michael Irvin got hurt up there. They're just
But when he got busted, they threw out, thousands of bags of flour, thinking it was, making you believe that it was implying it was something
of
else.
course.
Yeah, they're just. But you know what? We got Buddy Ryan back. So Buddy Ryan, they called it where he put the hit out on the kicker, and Jimmy Johnson, was hollering at him. So a bunch of my buddies, they took the night before. Buddy choked on a pork chop, and they had to Heimlich him, right? So at the entrance coming out on the field, all of my buddies, and they let him through the gates with it. They had a stick with a pork chop tied to it. And they hung that over the rail, and they started going, pork chop, buddy, he's our man. And the players were dying laughing. And as when Randall Cunningham was quarterback, and we wore them out that game. And that's when they couldn't prove it, but, man, that guy hit the kicker and blew him off his feet. And I was like, they've never been a class football team. Been a good football team, but not with any class.
Dude, which team, Texas team were you pulling for yesterday?
You talking about UT?
Yeah.
Yeah. Typically, I pull for UT because when they win, the Cowboys usually win. It's
That's
been
the association with that.
statistically, statistically, that's been true. Usually, when they win, the Cowboys win.
That was ugly. Terrible play calling. Terrible play calling.
A&M didn't do.
Yeah, their play calling with A&M was horrible. But then they got burned a couple times, 4th and 1 and false start. I'm like, and that quarterback should have been intercepted a half a dozen times. I'm sitting there watching the game because my son was down there at College Station. His wife graduated from there, and I got a bunch of friends that were down there. And I always there's just so much hype on Texas. Now, I do like the quarterback. I think the Manning family, class bunch of quarterbacks, even though one quarterback the Giants to the Super Bowl. But I really want to see A&M go undefeated and play for the national championship. But
Well, they're going
we'll
to be
see
in the
what happens.
playoffs.
Yeah, they'll be in the playoffs.
So that didn't get pushed out of that. It might even be a better deal for them anyway, because then they don't have to play that extra game next week.
I'm your boogeyman.
You know, it's kind of
That's
a
what
blessing.
I am. I'm with on right after this.
Jeez.
214-787-1190. Get in your car, head this way. 380 and 75 in McKinney, or log on right now, ElDoradoChevy.com. Pick out the one you want. Contact them. Go get that vehicle ready. I'm headed your way, and they'll take care of you. Backed and guaranteed by the general sales manager here, Jason Lawing. Eldorado Chevrolet, 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. See why. We know that tire kickers are welcome here. And we know not everybody's ready to buy when they get here. So he has to set a standard that if you go anywhere else, they're going to go, I sure like the way I got treated back there. No pressure, no pushing, no BS. Let's get down to what works for you and then put your car deal together. Let's talk real quick. I remember many years ago when I was working for the McDavid Auto Group. Mr. McDavid owned it. And the way we were working our car deals, we put with our finance, with your finance, and then a lease program. Well, the state didn't really like that a whole lot and gave me a warning and said, please stop it. And we opted not to. So they come in and chose a Saturday to close us. And we learned the hard way. Mr. McDavid said, what happened? I told him. He's like, well, it looks like you got a Saturday to make up next week, don't you? And we did. And so that law now is you cannot advertise that you pay more if you, what we call OSF, outside financing. So a lot of people are going, hey, is it better that I just pay cash for a vehicle? Do I get a better price, or do I get a better price when I finance the vehicle?
Yeah, it's so funny. I had a customer in here the other day that had asked us that same question because they were at a dealership not too far from here shopping. And we're like, what? It doesn't matter whether you're financing or paying cash. It's all still cash, right?
It's a better deal than if you get your mom or dad or grandmother to buy it.
Is it? If they use their cash?
Yeah. They use their
I mean, yeah, absolutely. But
It's kind of like dinner. It always tastes better when someone else would buy it.
Exactly.
You know?
But no, there is no difference to us. You know, the bank doesn't pay me in Cheerios; they pay me in cash. If a customer comes in, they pay me in cash. Yeah. Cash has no bearing on how we price our.
It might be a little faster get transaction. Maybe
It can be. You'd be amazed nowadays how fast that funding
even the
is.
financing.
Yeah, funding is done in less than 3 days nowadays.
Well, I heard it the other day. The guy goes, he walks in, and I'm at a dealership, and I went up there he wanted me to look at his vehicle for him, and I appraised it. And when he got there, he goes, yeah, I just want to write a check. And the guy goes, wow, you're paying, and got all excited and brought him out. It was more than the advertised price. And he literally told him, he said, well, sir, you don't qualify for this or this when you're paying cash. Oh, no, la, 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 la. And we went outside. He goes, what do you think? I said, buddy, time for you to go.
Yeah.
He goes, what do you think? I said, that is 100% illegal and 100% not true. It's got nothing to do with the advertised price. You know, now, here again, you may not qualify for certain incentives.
Well, if there's a bank out there that's offering some extra incentives for financing with them, but we don't advertise that. You know, I don't think there's anybody that's advertising those programs.
If you're paying cash, go somewhere else.
Yeah. You know, but there are certain banks that will like every once in a while. It's not happening now, but maybe 3 or 4 years ago, GM Financial would kick out a program where if you're financing with them, you pick up another $500 rebate or something. And it was the reason why they were doing those things is because they knew that their rates were a little higher and they were offsetting it by including a rebate.
Right.
Right. So, you know, there's those scenarios out there that, yeah, I can see where that can come into play. But no, for your average consumer out there right now, if you're at a dealership and they're wanting you to pay more just because you're going to pay it faster, just because you're going to pay cash, then yeah, get out. They're at the wrong place.
Well, you still might get a long term. You'll get a better deal if you're not paying interest.
Well, yeah, always.
You know, from a long term perspective, but not per sale.
Not per sale.
Not at the time of the sale.
If that
it really
vehicle's
doesn't matter.
$20,000 it
it's
doesn't
20
matter.
grand cash.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Trade.
That's what it's gonna be.
But you know what's funny
whatever.
is I was at a dealer and they were talking about. I said, "Are you paying cash? Or are you paying and having it OSF outside financing and bringing in the funds?"
Right.
He goes, "I'm bringing in the funds," and I'm like, "But it's cash to the dealer." Well, time out. It was amazing. Once he got back with the finance guy, he got a better rate and was able to afford the extended warranty and work out a deal because I get credit union loyalty. There's one company out there, and I guarantee Jason knows who it is. It doesn't matter if that rate's 20%. They are not fine. That's the military
You're
finance.
talking about the Zon.
They're
Those guys
They got 4
there, too.
letters.
Yeah.
yeah, they're going with USAA. You're not going to turn them away, but for the most part, I always tell people with the buying power that a dealer has versus how many people walk in for loans and banking versus buying a car through that bank or credit union, there's a lot more options at a dealership to go, hang on a second, let's see what we can do for you.
we can definitely compete in the marketplace. But the other real big reason why is because we want to make sure the titling paperwork is correct. So if you've got a lien against your vehicle, we do have to tile it correctly, or you're going to have to make another stop back at the dealership and get the paperwork redone.
Yep.
Well,
Hey, top of the hour, real quick. We got to do a hard break. Don't go away. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. We'll be right back.
well, I would think that that person that did that may be thinking that, okay, I get from an outside bank, but they're going to.
We're getting it all at one time. Yeah.
In other words, they'll take a better deal because I'm bringing cash to them.
Right. The only problem is with Texas state law is if there's a lien, we have to record it on the title.
Doesn't matter who
It
it's
doesn't
from.
matter
Yeah.
who it's from, whether
True,
it's our
that's
bank
true.
or their bank. It has to be recorded as a lien. So that can stop paperwork pretty quick when it gets to the title office. So,
Yeah.
but a lot of I don't know why there's
still
still
have
people
that?
practicing that.
Do you still have
Yeah.
people come in and go, if I pay cash, is it going to be better? I mean, do you hear that from some of the sales?
I do. We still hear it, and again, as we like to.
And it's always
Tell
tough
folks.
saying no because other places will tell them that, and it's just not true.
Right.
You know, let me just tell you, they don't want they want the financing. So to say that is that kind of
Well, it's an encouragement. They go, well, you get a better deal with cash, and even though it's a brainwashing to the people.
You know, for me, I just hear and go, well, why does it matter? You know, ultimately, it's
Because they think
whatever
they're
it
getting
makes
a better
sense.
deal.
It's whatever whatever benefits the customer, I'm fine with. It doesn't matter to me. But whether you're paying cash or financing that, it's got no bearing on
The bottom
what I'm
line,
doing.
whatever that figure is.
well back in
is
the
what
day
it
coming
we
to
could get
y'all
away with so
same
much
way.
more. I mean, I was a scumbag sale. I tell you whatever you wanted to hear to get you in that closing booth. I'm telling you, I was ugly with some of the. You know, I was talking to a group of college kids that were talking about getting in the auto industry, and I told them I said it's totally different. My dad said, my grandfather says, well, you probably bought a car from me. And that's the reason he said that. But times have changed so much. And it's not so much the internet. People think, well, the internet made all the new rules. No, it did not. It did not change the rules of the auto industry. It gave the customers more factual information, but it didn't change the way that a lot of dealerships either chose to or chose not to, how they work their car deals. It had nothing to do with it. You go to the internet, and the thing about it is, it would say, well, you know, you can go to the internet and get costs. That's not true. You may get in a ballpark of what you can buy it for, but the internet never provided. The manufacturer didn't release invoices to every website for you to go, okay, here's the cost on the car. It's just not. It gave them more ways to understand and study and preview and look, but I don't think it changed a whole lot as far as negotiations at a dealership.
No, I don't think so at all either. I think what it really provided was for folks to be able to find the vehicle they're looking for without having to visit 5 or 6 different dealerships. You know, that's one thing I really give a lot of clout to for the internet is it really helped out with customers being able to find the vehicle they're looking for quicker.
Yeah.
Well,
Speeds
because,
their
I mean,
surge up.
let's face it, back in the day, me and you were selling cars, we didn't have the internet. So the only way that somebody could shop, the only way they could shop was to actually physically get up Saturday morning, take their kid to the Chevy house, then take them over to the Ford house, then take the kid over to the Pontiac house, then take them to the GMC house. And then they had to physically drive to all these different places. And yeah, by 2 or 3 o'clock, kids are hungry, you're frustrated, you've been hammered on at 5 different dealerships. And all you're really trying to do is figure out what car really fits your needs.
Yeah.
And that's it. It was horrible. Absolutely
And
horrible.
also about color and interior colors and all that. You didn't know. You had to go to the dealership to see what they had.
Well, you think about it, on the average, people say, you hit 8 or 9 dealerships, you're going to find a vehicle. Now it's 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, they go to one and say, well, hey, I got this deal over here at Joe Bag of Donut Motors. What can you do? So it's completely changed.
Well, I think people
their shopping cycle.
I think their patience is a lot less now with everything being so quick and immediate.
So
that they don't want to go to 8 dealers to get a vehicle.
If you could guess, Bo, what is the average amount of time someone spends researching a vehicle before they touch a dealership?
I'm going to guess 2 hours.
38.
38?
38 hours. Now, granted, it's not in a row. They're not sitting there.
I was going to say 2 full days,
but
spread out, whatever.
Yeah, but they're doing it over amount of time. It could take 3 months before they first, what is Chevrolet? Well, what does Chevrolet have to offer? Well, what kind of models do they have? Well,
see, that would be different for me.
Well, there's software out there now, and I sat with the people over at iHeart, and they have this program that they rolled out, and it was amazing how they're tracking people that go to the site and shop, come back a week later, shop again, come back a month later, and shop again, and they're going to the same vehicle, same site, and just kind of seeing, what's going on.
Changing.
Unbelievable. I'm going, it's amazing now how they pick up all these different algorithms and everything else. So
if I wanted a
see what people
Silverado,
are doing.
like I think most people have in mind sort of what they'd like to get. So if I wanted a Silverado, I'm not going to spend 38 hours trying to find one. I'm going to go, of course, I'm going to come here because of what y'all are, but I'm going to look, and mainly what I'm going to look for is the color, the add-ons, or what's on there, and the price. And then I'm going to call you or call somebody and go, hey, I see you have this vehicle on the lot. You still have it? Or, and you say, yes, I do.
And you're also going to take time to look at, okay, well, what kind of steps am I going to put on after I get it? How do I get a royal purple wrap on this thing?
There you go.
All those different things, right? You're going to go through all that stuff, and that's part of that 38 hours. But yeah, on average now, it's 38 hours worth of research.
Well, do you think that people are happier doing that?
I think they're happier with their purchase. Like, there used to be a thing called buyer's remorse. You remember that?
Oh, sure. I still see it all the time.
We don't. I'm not seeing a lot of it because I think people are taking the time to research the vehicle and make sure that it does tow what they need to tow.
Well, I say that you know what the number one reason for buyer remorse is now?
What's that?
Price.
They'll see maybe a week, whatever. They have that V8 moment thinking, but you know what? As long as you've been doing it, as long as I've been doing it, we have no idea what GM's going to do Monday.
No, I got no clue.
I mean, they're not going to go, well, hey, if you do this, we'll do that. We don't know that until everything's been RDR'd and they see what's going on in the bigger scheme of things. That's the determination of what they're going to roll out for you to decide how much deeper or whatever you're going to do with that.
We do the best we can with what we have available to. It's just like football. Like if all of a sudden they're like, okay, on Monday nights now, you're going to play with a soccer ball instead of a football. It's just kind of how it works for us month to month.
Right.
So,
well, you win some and you lose some, right?
Oh, yeah.
Depends on what you got going. That's why it's always good. If it's a good deal, get it.
Yeah, that's it.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Celebrating 22 years on air today. And we want to thank Jason Long and his staff for having us out today to celebrate. Could celebrate with a better Chevy store in the great of US of A. And there's a reason why they're 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. Come out, find out why. Tire kickers are welcome here at Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75, or log on EldoradoChevy.com. Up to $17,250 off on their Chevy Silverados today. We have no idea what's going to happen on Monday, and don't have that V8 moment, drive out today and take your new Chevy Silverado pickup truck home, or an Equinox, $6,000 off, or a Colorado, 8,000 off. And then you got 6,500 off Chevy Traverse. But I didn't tell you, they're all 2026 models. And then a 2026 Equinox.
Yeah, this isn't Thanksgiving. We don't have leftovers. Come on out, man. All this stuff's fresh. It is fresh.
Yep. Hey, this segment of the show is brought to you by the great folks over at Your CBD Store Keller.com. That's Your CBD Store Keller.com. They have a special going on all their products. Yesterday, I was up and down in the attic pulling out all the stuff and getting rid of stuff. And well, I shouldn't say that. My wife's going to want to know what I got rid of. But anyway, my back had a whack. She came home. She put on some CBD cream, and I was up and running. I just couldn't get comfortable. We use your menthol spray. Then you put the cream on. It's amazing how it takes care of the problem other than taking muscle relaxers, whatever the case may be. I'm a CBD guy. We use the tincture. We use the gummies. We use the cream. We use the lotions, and there's so much more. At night, if I'm a little bit wind up, I reach in. There's a Just Chillin' or an Island Time seltzer. During the day, they have Brain Boost to get your mind working nice and crisp and clear and clean. I've got buddies that will take and drink a half one at about noon, 1 o'clock. They say the rest of their day is perfect. And these are some IT guys that, they just get brain and eye tired, and a Brain Boost will help. The place that ships for free, educates you on every bit of the product. Well, that's Your CBD Store Keller.com. There's a phone number, and you can call and talk to Hannah and Christy and Ralph and Carol, the whole gang, and make sure that you know what you're putting in or on your body. The best is Your CBD Store Keller.com. Organic, certified, clean, the best way to change your life. For all you people looking to lose weight and start that New Year's resolution, they have a product called Trim that can help as well. The place, Your CBD Store Keller.com. Joining me for our 22-year celebration, Jason Long, General Sales Manager, Eldorado Chevrolet, right here at 380 and 75 in McKinney. We talk about, earlier a little bit about buyer's remorse. The only one that I have is people that call me later and go, hey, can I bring the car back? Hey, can I trade it? And I'm going, do your due. I always say the best time to buy isn't at the end of the month. It's at the first of the month when you know what the incentives are going to be, and you got the selection of what you want.
Right. That's definitely great advice because, yes, the selections do get a little bit tighter towards the end of the month. And then the other side of it is, we talk about the demonstration drive. Listen, 5 minutes behind the wheel is not going to give you enough of a judgment to make a decision. Don't take it for a test drive. Drive the vehicle. Take it not only on the highway or a smooth road. Take it on those little back roads that are out and about down there. Actually utilize it for what your everyday drive is going to be like. And that way you know how it's going to perform on a daily basis.
You're going to let them drive the vehicle that much?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
So I'll tell you right now, every time I've purchased a car, I've done an overnight test drive, and I'll go drive it to the store. I'll drive it to the dry cleaners.
Well, you've made decisions too based on the garage.
And I've made decisions based on the garage. Yeah. All those things. And, that way I'm not stuck with any kind of buyer's remorse. I know that it fits exactly what I want it to do.
Let's talk product real quick. I tell a lot of people, and let me just tell you something. This is not a sales pitch. It's just an eye opener. Just an eye opener. Something to think about, because I have people, when we start talking about, I never buy them. What a waste of money. I've bought them before. I didn't use them. That's all fine and dandy. But you cover insurance on your home, and you probably never had to use it. And it's a lot more than an extended warranty on an automobile. And the reason I say this, Jason, is you and I know, if you back up when you got started, when I got started, labor rates were $50-$60 an hour. Parts were about 400% less.
Right.
And now with the cost of labor going up, and so
your average labor rate right now is $200 an hour. Your average part is
on the low side
is $600. If it takes 2 hours to repair a vehicle, which I would expect, if there's an issue with it, it should take 2 hours. And if the average part's $600, that's $1,000 for one repair.
Yep.
It's absolutely crazy.
Now, people are saying, why is it getting so expensive? Well, it's real simple. They're building the vehicles better, and they're
Yeah.
costing more money. And so if you can pick up an extended warranty for $2,500, $3,000, $3,500, and you're buying, on average right now, the average vehicle being sold is $50,125. That's 1%. I mean, we're less than 1%. You're going, hang on a second here. Is it worth it? You just don't know. Now, if you're someone like me that trades regularly, I got a bad habit of that. Warranties don't play a part. But if you plan on keeping the vehicle, I'm just telling you that as I went around, the average labor rate was $240 an hour, plus the parts. And so, like Jason said, if you just do a couple of repairs, let's just say once a year for the first 5 years, just one repair, well, you've exceeded what an extended warranty
Oh,
costs.
yeah, absolutely you have. And you know what? It's funny. I was talking to a customer the other day, and it was a bad situation. They didn't buy a warranty. They had somebody in the family that was a shade tree mechanic, and unfortunately, they did more harm than good. And now they were at the dealership getting a repair done. And we were kind of talking about it, and I said, you know, here's the deal. And we've all got, I'm handy too. I can work on a car all day long, but I'm not ASC certified. And these guys that are back here, these mechanics, our techs, you know, they are quarterly certified. They're on the latest and the greatest. And believe it or not only do they do updates on vehicle software, but they do updates on just repairing a vehicle. So the manufacturers continue to evolve quicker and better ways to repair vehicles that these smaller companies just don't have that information. So,
well, here's a question for you that came in from a listener. Can you buy an extended warranty down the road?
You can. It's just you know, what kind of warranty? Well, if you get outside of the manufacturer's warranty, all of a sudden you're buying a used car warranty. You know, if you buy one underneath the manufacturer's warranty, well, then you can prolong the same coverage as the manufacturer. So, you know,
and you may be locking it at a better price because as prices go up and parts go up and service
if
goes
you buy
up, you may pay more for the extended warranty.
You may pay more if you wait as things go up. Correct. I mean, we saw it with tariffs. You know, some of the parts to repair vehicles have gone up.
Yep.
And a lot of people that purchased warranties before tariff got a better price than they did post tariff. So, so yeah, you know, it definitely is a smart thing to do. Protect your budget. I mean, that's the other part of it. We all have a budget, and I respect everybody's budget. And you know, you can plan for a lot of things, but when it comes to major repairs, that's something that's tough to plan for.
Yeah, it really is. So here's the next question: does Chevy have any plans of bringing back any cars?
Not that I've heard of. Well, yes, I take that back. I'm sorry. The EV Bolt, the Bolt EV, is coming back next year. You know, we're probably going to see a little bit of a changing of the guards with some of our vehicles and their motor displacement. So we may start to see larger V8s come back out. Yeah, we'll see.
So what's the thought process behind that?
Well, when you can get rid of some of the EPA regulations, it allows you to have a little more fun.
And the other thing too is when you look at the cafe and you're throwing electric in there, and you average that out in your lineup, you can throw something else out there,
right?
That's going to keep the balance.
Yeah, cool.
You know, because when you look at it, all you've got is the Corvette and the Mustang, American Muscle. Well, then Smart, the new CEO for Daimler, went timeout. We're bringing back the Hemi. We're bringing back the Charger, which is coming out in a two-door. It's $2,000 more to get a four-door Charger. They're not going to have the Challenger, which was really the Charger to start with. Mm-hmm. And then everybody's going, well, what is Chevy going to do? What is Ford going to do? And it's so good to hear that. I hear that, you know, all the scuttlebutt and all the magazines I get, I've got like 9 different deals that come in every day, is that Chevy's thinking about, let's jump back some true American V8 power. Correct. Other than the Corvette.
Yep. So we're looking at
so it'd be your 5.7.
Yeah, the old 350. Well, it won't be the old. It'll be the old 350. And then they're going to take the 6.6 liter V8, put an aluminum block, and put that in a half-ton truck. Oh,
nice.
But
look out, T-Rex and Raptor.
Yep. But we'll see those coming down the pipeline. Not real soon, but I do expect to see some of that. And man, who knows? Maybe that Camaro would come back. It would be nice.
I
haven't seen anything, haven't heard anything other than a rumor or innuendo. But
I don't know why, with the way that that we can't get Farley and Ibarra, and I'm trying to think not Santos, the head of Daimler, to bring some retro stuff out just to bring people to the showroom, if anything, where you bring out, we're going to build 1,000 El Caminos.
Yeah.
We're going to build 1,000 Chevelles, whatever, and bring out and go retro like they did with the Prowler.
Yeah.
Like there's so many other cars that, they went retro on. And not only will people show up, but then you have the opportunity to show them your full lineup of vehicles. I just think that they really need to sit back because they have the technology. They can do the assembly. They don't have to come out and knock them up $80,000, $90,000. They can put good price points out and continue to stir the economy. My thoughts. 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Thank you for 22 years on air. We'll be right back.
They want to push for the retro Chevette. They'll bring
my
Is
brother.
that the one that had the engine in the back?
No, that was the Corvair. But
Corvair.
I had my Thunderbird stolen, and so my brother, we're way back then. Insurance was like snail mail. He goes, "Hey, come by the shop. I got something for you." And it was Chevy Chevette, and the hood was tied down with about a half-inch piece of rope. And he goes, "Now look, when you get to the stop sign, start pulling the emergency brake out. You might need to put your foot out." I thought he was joking. And so I had to work at, and here I pull up to the nightclub. And sure enough, man, I'm sitting there slowly popping that emergency brake and it ain't stopping. And I had to put my foot out and I pulled up all the way. My bartender like, "What are you?" Don't say a word. Anybody says one word about this car, you're fired. But I drove that thing a week till they settled me
it was a small hatchback.
Oh.
Like the old Civics.
Right.
Pull up Chevy Chevette.
Yeah, Chevy Chevette.
A certain year model.
And then the second would be the Celebrity.
So I've got
Celebrity
something.
and then the Luminous.
Oh boy, the Celebrity. That was another treat of a vehicle. But you know what? You can go back and start naming.
There's not a new one laying around on the lot anywhere. I'll tell you that. We sold all of them.
Oh baby.
Oh baby, yeah. Oh, you need the side profile of that. This was the grill and getter. There you go.
Yeah, there you
Look at that. Oh, there's a classic color combo right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Fertilizer brown.
Says it only has 2,900 miles on it.
That's as far as they could drive it. Yeah, that's
They've already taken it to life.
I got a ZR1 coming like that.
I like that.
I did. Or you like the Roswell green?
I do.
Can we look at it first, though?
It might be purple.
Are you a little leery of it?
No, I saw it at the state fair. It was actually real pretty, but it was underneath the beautiful lights too. So
So you got a ZR1 coming?
Got a ZR1 coming in the Roswell.
When's it coming?
I'll have to ask Rusty. It should be maybe the end of this month. Or
you need to call me when it comes in because I like that color, but I like the LT1 with those wheels.
Yeah.
To make that stand out. But, I contacted GM and I went, "Hey, when is the Corvette going to be really purple?" And she goes, "Sir, it's hysteria purple." No. Really purple.
Did you tell them about the guy that
you
had
can't be the only person that called them. I know they got
phone calls.
No, she said they exceeded 50
phone calls.
Yeah. Going, "Why isn't this purple?"
Oh, they exceeded more than 50.
Yeah,
50,
that's what you do.
Yeah, probably more like that.
So a buddy of mine took his and he got it in and he was so livid, but he took it over to Picasso's and had them strip it down and do a true purple.
Oh, wow.
And I got to tell you what, that thing,
bomb,
what you see in the picture is what he got. And man, he pulled up and it was almost like that black cherry purple, like the picture shows. Yeah. Oh, it was gorgeous.
I'm surprised. It hasn't. We see wraps. We see people doing clear shields and everything all over their cars. I'm surprised they don't make a tinted version of that where you could turn a red into a purple, like a blue shade to it. Or you
remember they did that with the Mustang.
Yeah,
they had that color where you could walk around and get
the
purple
chameleon shift. Yeah. But I mean, this would be just a tinted clear
Yeah.
shield, and you put it over the car or wrap, and it changes that red into purple.
Do you know the funny part?
Like a reset.
Oh, still powering down. It's plugged in though.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Man, thanks everybody here on our social media sites. We're still up and running. Just got to get connected to the radio. We're back again. Little power shut down.
It has never done that.
It was
We weren't
not
paying
plugged in.
attention.
It should go longer than that. Thought it went 8 hours.
There we go.
We're back. You have us? Wow. Does he have us?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Things do happen.
There we go. 214-787-1190. We decided to take a break and just shut the whole thing down. But you know what the heck?
Didn't ask
Happy
us that.
22nd anniversary, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to take and just say thank you to all the sponsors here at El Dorado Chevrolet. Driver's Edge Auto Repair, been with us 22 years. Freeman Toyota, Grapevine Ford, Grapevine Dodge, Burleson Nissan, Highly Accurate, Classic Kia Carrollton, Classic Buick GMC, your CBD store in Keller, and Freeman Honda. For the great sponsorships over the years. When you take and combine everybody, the average has been with us almost 10 years combined. And so that's what makes the world go round, is great partnership with great people where we just don't, you know, what's great about the
Did he
people that
say
we work
El Dorado
with
Chevrolet?
Mm-hmm. Oh, his first thing
is
he said.
that the problems that we have are so transparent because they're taken care of so quickly. And that's what makes a great dealership, is nobody builds the perfect system, but they have really good systems. So when a problem comes up, it's immediately addressed and taken care of. It's not drawn out where you're calling your salesperson, then a manager, then the owner. We don't have those problems. You have me, and then you have the dealerships. And so we pick up the phone right away, and I've never had a problem getting to the manager. I don't need to call the owner and get things taken care of. We have those kind of relationships. And remember, when you go to my website, if there's a make or model on there that you don't see, I still have a connection. There's nobody in the auto industry that I'm not dialed in with to make a connection. I just had a guy that came into a ton of money. I want a McLaren. I went, really? Kind of blown, but I don't fit in a McLaren. I guess I'm jealous. And I knew that
So
Simon.
you're working towards it.
Yeah, I knew Simon Crossley over at Avondale to send him to. There's nobody we can't connect you with. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for 22 years, because when we look back, we've helped thousands of teachers. We have
Saved a lot of people a lot of money.
given away a lot of cars to single moms. We've helped with the therapy horses for Down syndrome. And then the big thing is that we've helped thousands and thousands of listeners with their automotive needs, whether it's parts, service, sales, body shop, it doesn't matter. We can step in and make sure that the deal is the deal, that it's fair. Because dealers are not nonprofit organizations. We just want to make sure the deal is fair for both sides. You get a good deal, they get a good customer, and everything works out in the long run. So thanks for 22 years. And remember, for all your automotive needs, it's real simple. Go to theautomotiveedge.com. Leave me your name and phone numbers. All you got to do, I'll call you, and we'll make sure your automotive needs are taken care of. And I would just tell you, there's no need to wait on the sidelines for a Chevrolet, because come Monday, there may be some long faces depending on what because dealers can only stay on track so long with massive discounts. Sooner or later, the manufacturers, you're going to be ahead of them, and then they have to bring this stuff down.
Right.
And so I always tell people, why wait?
Yeah, there's no reason to wait. There really isn't. I mean, I can't tell you what number's higher. Either it's the $17,500 off I have on my trucks, or it's how many Christmas lights Kurt has on his house. It's definitely the time. You know, the discounts are big. We're still seeing trading values holding tight, and the rates are low. I mean, your average rate now is below 5%. It's definitely a time to come by. I said it before. You know, the same money's buying the same cars nowadays. It still is. It still is.
But you're getting new.
But you're getting new. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Why wait? I keep telling people the list is huge. There's a lot of people. Here's the other thing too, that are going to be, the kids are going to be coming home from the holidays, and they're going to want to upgrade their transportation. In fact, I've got over 20 people already that says, hey, when my kid gets here, I got to do something. I'm like, what's going on? Well, we bought this bucket of bolts, and it's been nothing but a nightmare. We're putting all this repair into it and this, that, and the other. But we don't want to spend $30,000. I'm like, well, do you know how many vehicles, nice vehicles? Let's talk about the Chevy Trax.
Chevy Trax.
I got to tell you, about 3 years ago, that was not good on the eyes. It just wasn't my. Now, if they took the badging off of it, you would not know that was a Chevy Trax.
No, it's a beautiful car, and you're talking about one that starts under 23,000. The MSRP is 22,995.
Right.
But yeah, Chevy Trax, definitely an awesome vehicle under 30,000. I have trucks under 30,000. You know, you can get a Colorado for $29,000.
Yep.
And I love my Colorados. I've been driving Colorados for years. Last 10 years, I've been driving Colorados for the last 10 years.
Yeah, but you kind of go a little overboard.
Well, yeah,
you
I'm
talk
not
about
buying a
my
30.
Christmas light.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your truck, because his truck is called. There's only one edition for Jason. You know what it's called? The Colorado kitchen sink.
Yeah. I do. I check every box.
He just hands the parts guy the catalog and says, "Go ahead and order."
Yeah, but here's what I know is that I like to accessorize. I'm a little fancy like that, and I like steps. I like lights. I like a lot of that stuff. And to be able to have a vehicle that comes that way from the factory with GM parts, A, I get the benefit of the manufacturer's warranty. B, they're made to match the vehicle. It doesn't look like I slapped on some goofy steps that don't match the.
And if there's a problem, you have one place to go.
Exactly.
That's the main
I
thing.
get it all handled at one shot.
And that's what
I always tell people: get your accessories at the dealer. Will you spend a little bit more? Yeah, but that peace of mind,
no doubt,
is second to none.
That's the only way to go, in my opinion.
You don't want to take and bring because if you bring it here for a service problem, they're not going to repair it. You got to go back to that company and that person. I always tell them, spend a little money, and then the dealer's accountable from headlight to tail light.
I bless my wife, but you know, we got her a Jeep, Wrangler, and the first thing she was on Amazon and buying up parts, and you know, and it's great. We've had it less than a year, but I mean, all the stuff we're buying, it's starting to rust. It's just not made like the manufacturer stuff.
OEM is important.
OEM's important, and so yeah, it looked good for a while, but it's just starting to fade. The colors fade faster. The stuff rusts up quicker, and I've got no one I can turn to. I've got no one I can go to and say,
you don't have that individual at Amazon.
Well, Mr. Amazon's on vacation,
right? Well, and he didn't make it either.
Yeah,
that's the other part of it. So, but yes, I for me, I love factory accessories. I know I'm goofy like that. Yeah, I do pay a little bit more.
That's the only way I would do it.
They look so much better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my last, I guess, 3 trucks I bought here, I always do the factory steps. It's just that peace of mind.
Why worry about it?
Yeah.
Just do it.
I mean, there's some good aftermarket companies out there, no doubt about it.
Well, first of all, you got to be
whatever.
fine. I don't know what the financing percentages are. Would you just say, is it 95% people finance their vehicle?
I'd say 90.
Okay. So 90% of the time you're going to be financing that vehicle anyway. So why not get what you need on it and get it done?
For 16 or 20 bucks a month, you get what you need.
Wow.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Boy, that little boy, he's telling his daddy, go buy me a Corvette.
I want a Corvette. Yep.
Yep. Come on, Dad. You can afford it. It's just money, Dad. a kid out here probably 6, 7
And then-
years old, and he
then-
is all up in these Corvettes.
Then when you drive it for 10 years, I'll be taking it over.
There you go.
No doubt about it. No need to wait. Eldorado Chevrolet 380 and 75 here in McKinney. Come see why they're 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. You hear how late you open today?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
So when will y'all be announced 10?
So we'll know in March.
Oh, okay.
I just got so you only see 8 banners up there.
Right.
My 9th one I just got the other day.
Okay. Cool.
And we're going to hang it up here pretty soon.
Bo, you weren't here for our last luncheon, were you?
I haven't been in any of them.
Oh, I'm
So-
sorry to hear that. Yeah, we had Albernays last time.
I hear it after the fact how
Yeah.
great it was.
I'm sorry.
Never been
Yeah,
involved.
they had me picked up.
I see
Huh?
that.
Car came and picked me up.
Yeah. Well, it was the wait staff. They were all. They needed an extra hand.
That's right.
So he was there, but he was
But,
actually
yeah, it was
waiting.
kind of weird
He
because
was
they
actually
said,
waiting tables.
well, no, it was weird. The invitation said, please wear black slacks, a white shirt, and tie.
Yeah.
And I figured, okay, it's a black tie affair. But then I got here and they handed me a black apron. I went, what are we doing here?
And one
It
of
was
those
ugly.
special hats.
It was ugly. And Chaz, and then Jazz says, you know the routine. And I was like,
I get to work.
Yeah, make
Yeah.
sure everybody's got.
Yeah, right.
and I'm laying plates of food out and they start sticking a couple bucks in my pocket. I'm like, what are we doing here? But you know
Well,
what?
at least you were invited.
He walked away a little cash in his pocket. He was happy.
And I didn't get anything to eat either. 214-787-1190. It's the bottom of the hour. We got 2 more segments left. Stick with us here on our 22nd year on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We'll be right back.
It's funny.
Wow, 22 years. Can you believe it all started with a CB radio in
Right.
Bo's apartment bathroom?
One of those ham radios,
You know, with the dial going until you hit it right.
Then it went to dial up.
We know it actually started 22 years ago with this little 30-minute snippet called the Texas Car Clinic.
Oh, wow.
And then the phone started ringing, and then the producer called Pete, and he goes, hey, he's leaving, and the phone lines are lit up. And so Pete goes, do you want to go an hour? I went, nope. I said, because I had a full-time job.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I was still managing, in the car business. And so I'd run the studio, do my little 30-minute shot, and then, off to the dealership. And next thing you know, we went from that to 5 hours on 4 stations. And I said, I'll never do that again. The next year we're launching on 3 more stations.
Do you
So,
miss being in studio?
We built our own studio
Yeah.
now.
Okay. But I mean, we used to go in, there's a bunch of people, like there was a
Oh, yeah.
whole production.
Well, that changed when COVID came.
Yeah.
And they shut all that down. And we would have been off radio if we hadn't had this.
well, no, I could have gotten in, but you had
Oh.
to have a COVID shot,
Oh,
Oh,
which was not going to happen. So I said, no needle for me. And so
Yeah.
she said, what do you do? But then I called another buddy of mine who owned a radio station. He goes, yeah, come on in here. We have satellite. We'll just shoot you over. So
wow.
I had a backup, but I bought the Comrex. Once I bought the Comrex, I'm like, man, this will catch me out.
Yeah.
I remember being out of town. You just fire that. You can be anywhere in the world. If you got internet, you can fire that thing up and do your deal. But we kept expanding, and it was kind of funny. I sat in Bo's seat when he got up, and then I went over to 660 and then ran upstairs and did ESPN, then ran downstairs and did the Word 100.7 FM, and then ran over and did whatever the other state. I'm all right. This is tough for the fat guy because the first 3 minutes I'm catching my breath. And all I can say is, Kurt, Chase.
a few of the times he had a vet, too. I parked right up front.
Yeah.
There's Kurt's here.
But I mean, it had its own little environment, right? Its own little atmosphere that.
Yeah, and you had your own different producers, and they
Yeah.
knew the music. I mean, you walked in and they were game on.
Well, the good,
And then you're looking at each other, and then you just give them a little signal.
Right.
There was no,
that's probably the best thing that's missed is seeing the producer right across the window.
Yeah.
And kind of be able to have that,
That-
visual communication.
Yeah, there's a little bit of symbiotic. There's that harmony, right?
Yeah.
Well,
You
there
build
was-
some harmony.
and then in the big studio, we had 6 mics, so you could have 3 different car guys on there with you.
Yeah.
And nobody really cared, and we talked the industry, and did the whole thing. But now there's not a lot of people that take ownership of the show. Like Larry back in studio, he knows music that I like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's hitting it. But but there's times where you get somebody just to fill in, and man, it's hell in a handbasket. And they're going, well, our guy went on vacation. Yeah, no kidding. There's time where some of them wouldn't even show up.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, and I'm in studio, and I'm looking up, and it's lights are out in the booth. And they're going, I promise somebody's on their way. And so, but now with this, as long as I got a signal.
When we were doing this station, and then we were on the Freak,
Mhm.
all we did is turn them off, connect to the Freak, and never move a muscle.
Wow.
And that's
But
what
you got to see the new studio that we built.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice.
It's
Mm.
nice.
Yeah, it's
I need to get you to drive to Keller and do a podcast
Yeah.
with me.
Bring the hot rod.
there. You go.
Yeah.
That'll wake the neighbors.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show's 22nd year on air. I want to thank everybody that's tuned in, everyone that's been a part of it, all the great sponsors that we've had throughout the years, and then you, the listeners, for allowing us into your car, your home, and then helping you with the second largest purchase of your life, which is your automobile, and making sure that everything goes well and you're taken care of. And hopefully many more years to come. Be sure to let your friends know if they got a situation, whether it's buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. Always direct them to the Automotive Edge, where we never charge a dime. A handshake, hug, or repair. We say if we save you time, go volunteer. If we save you money, go pay it forward. And it was funny. I was going through a drive-through about a week ago, and the lady goes, "Hey, your food's been paid for." And I said, "I got the car behind me." And the lady looked back at the register and goes, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yeah, $41. I'm like, that's a lot of groceries coming out of a fast food place, but you know, it is what it is." And I think stuff like that is whoever started that. I remember going through one time, the lady goes, "You're the 32nd car that has done this."
Wow.
And I'm like, how cool is that? Because you
That
never
is
know what's going on with the
fantastic.
person behind
Right, right.
you know? And so, anyway.
It's the guy that has a warrant for his arrest. Hey, free meal, Phil. On my way out
That's
of
right.
Dodge.
So if you were looking to crystal ball, one big thing that I get asked is, what do you think, now that we have a new president and rates are coming down and this is happening and that's happening, what do you think are going to be the big changes in the auto industry? And the one big thing getting thrown at me, which I don't think is going to affect it hardly at all, is AI.
Yeah, I don't see that AI is going to be a whole lot to do with it. What I do see is I don't think EV is going away. I don't think it's going to be as big of a part of the industry as that they had wanted.
Right.
But
Chevy's already announced big changes. Ford's already announced it. Dodge definitely did. And now some of the other manufacturers are going, we're going to kind of pipe down.
I think we're going to go back to the good old American horsepower in vehicles. That's what I foresee.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you think, Chevy, you're going to see more hybrid and turbo with Chevrolet anytime soon?
No, I don't. I think we're going to go back to naturally aspirated, which means no turbo.
Yep.
Naturally aspirated motors with horsepower and big motor displacements, larger engines. It's funny. What's old is new again, right?
Yep.
We see that with some of the popular TV shows, and that I don't know who
The
thought
clothes.
the '80s was going to be a comeback. I never would have thought that. But I was like, I grew up in the '80s.
You're seeing bell bottoms now. You're seeing different colors that we haven't seen in a long, long time.
Right, and I think that the car industry is due for that again. I
think one thing you could never bring back, you'll never see again, is the great rock and roll bands of past. I don't think we'll ever see that again. When you look back at your Boston, your ZZ Tops, your Led Zeppelins, your Foghats, your on and on.
Not just a front man. We're talking about a whole band.
Yeah.
Right? Not just a Bruno Mars, but we're talking about
Right.
a whole group. And you don't really see that anymore. Now you usually see one guy that's heading the whole
solo.
thing, one guy or one gal, and you don't really see too many group.
You don't even see that in
bands.
country. It's
Not
all-
really anymore, no.
So With Chevrolet, I think, one thing that I like that you did, you haven't done it again, that I freaking dug.
I know what you're saying.
I liked it, and it was orange.
It was orange and white, and we had white steel wheels with hubcaps, and it was the old square body paint job on new body Silverado. And we did a orange and white. We did
sold
the red
everything
and
you did.
white, and the green with white, and we did the white lettering in the tailgate, and we did the white bumpers and the white steel wheels,
and sold every one of them.
Sold every one of them.
When you parked that orange one out there on the front, I was like, that's going to cause a wreck. I mean, when you looked at it, you had to go, how the heck did they pull that off? And that was just genius, especially with the white wheels, really set that vehicle off.
Yeah, that was a beautiful vehicle, but that was a lot of work. Those weren't easy to build. I mean, you had to take that vehicle, and we had paint work and trim work and specialty decals. So we had the Big 10 truck.
Yeah.
We had all those specialty things. And
so your big hypercar, your Corvette, the Zorro, they haven't even really given a release date on that.
They're out. They're coming.
And have you got prices on those?
Yes. Highly equipped. I mean, probably ringing the bell, doing the Colorado thing that I do, clicking every box. Your mid 250s MSRP. I think your average is going to be probably about 220. What you're going to see on lots,
and they're going to be in order only, I'm sure. I mean, they're going to be hard. Do you have any coming?
I do. I have a Roswell green one coming.
Oh, that's right. In the Zorro.
In the ZR1.
Yes,
ZR1. Now, there's also the ZR1X, which is
the ZR1X.
Now, the ZR1X is the E-Ray version of the ZR1.
1,232 horsepower, 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah. I don't have any of those coming, but that's
well, if they're coming, they're going to be coming fast.
Yeah.
2 point.
I'm going to tell you, for the money, and it's not because I'm sitting here, you start with that LT1 Corvette. There's not a better buy in the world for what you're getting in that car. And I've owned 5. I had the C7 and then 3 of the C8s. That is the best buy in the world.
For a car in the 60s, come on. And it's got the same great look as the same car that's 90,000. It really does. It's got the same great look, the same great aesthetics.
And the whole dash has been changed out. They changed the arm from all the controls, moved them forward. Mm-hmm. Too many people were hitting buttons along. So
when they were grabbing the handle because they were getting scared from the driver. So the future of what I see in the car industry is we're going to see probably a little more retro motor-wise. I don't know about styling, but motor-wise, we'll see some of that American muscle come back.
They're expecting that domestic, Chrysler, Chevy, and Ford, that when you're reading all these different economic magazines and what they're forecasting, you're going to see a lot more of the domestic going into leasing than they have before.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just naturally going to come down the pipeline anyway.
Because they said, obviously the big 3 has always been big on low APRs and big rebates and incentives. Mm-hmm. I mean, the world revolves around pickup truck, but they're saying that on a lot of the SUVs, because you've only got the one car now, the Corvette, that leasing is going to be a big thing that's going to be very viable for your EV line, which your Equinox is off the chart. And going across the board, that good leasing is coming down the pipeline for the big 3.
Yeah, you're probably going to see not only new EV programs, but I think you're going to start seeing a lot of EV on the pre-owned side. And there'll be some pre-owned programs that come out for EV.
It's not going away. You're going to see a lot of consolidation. You're going to see less out there. I mean, there's a lot of the imports now that are going strictly hybrid technology and backed off when you had the big announcement from Volkswagen and Porsche and a bunch of them going, we're all in electric. Well, that's all been reeled back, going time out here. And you know what? I remember having a meeting with the president of Toyota when they moved from California to here. And Jim and I sat and spoke for a while, and he goes, I'm telling you, it's going to be the biggest rabbit hole in the world, EV. They should never, ever, ever do what they're doing. They're going to be pouring money in. They'll never, ever see any daylight or $1 stationary from this whole thing. And lo and behold, the chicken little syndrome about electrification, the sky's falling, has really backfired.
Well,
Yeah.
the one thing I don't understand, and we talked about this too, and you talked about it with us, is it not even a guy like me that is not even really a car guy and knows a lot about it, knew that was not a good idea. So why do these people in these high places think?
Because of investments. When you have your
What do
hands
you mean?
when you have your hands in a cookie jar with the different
Oh.
technology that are coming out, you have a
Okay.
heads up,
Well, I get
and
that.
you're sitting in a certain position in life, which we won't get into.
Right.
Then they're all investing in it, and all of a sudden, cuckoo, cuckoo, Ms. Robinson, they got all the money.
Okay.
I mean,
So
how do you think
what
Pelosi
it was,
got
it was
so
a
rich?
sidebar.
She was a smart
bonus.
investor.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
214-787-1190. We're going to get things wrapped up here on our 22-year anniversary celebration with the great folks here at Eldorado Chevrolet. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, I think where Chevy got smart and where Ford got smart is your price points on your EVs can't be any better. I mean, your Silverado is up there, but when you look at your Equinox EV, that's the price point that people wanted from Jump Street buying electrification,
right.
not in the $50,000,
Not
$60,000,
in the
$70,000 range.
And now you're looking at the Bolt's going to start under 30.
Yeah.
So they're resetting the vehicle and they're resetting the pricing.
Yeah.
And they're going, okay, we'll go back cheaper. We'll go back cheaper. We'll go back cheaper.
And some of them can't. They're so heavily vested that they can't.
Yeah. And honestly, that is the allure of the EV, right? The allure of the EV is I'll sacrifice some range and some freedom for price.
Well, if you're in a position that you can afford to do that, that's a great idea. But I think the whole problem with EVs from the beginning is that they were just overpriced. More than I think
It is.
the mileage. Just from looking at it from a
You
realistic standpoint.
You have a real good point because, I mean, let's face it, if you're making enough money to buy whatever you want, you're probably driving an hour. You know what I mean?
Right, sure.
And if you're not making enough money to buy whatever you want, you're probably not driving 30 minutes to a job. You're probably driving 10 minutes to a job.
Correct.
And so do you really need a car that gets 500 miles on a tank of gas, or can you do with 300 miles of electrification? Yeah, I probably deal with 300 miles of electrification as long as the vehicle's cheap enough.
Correct.
Right. Yeah.
That was the point. Right
Well,
there.
if you look what
And it wasn't.
a lot of the big time money forecasts were going, oh, this is going to be great for everybody's third vehicle. I'm like, think about that. That was a big push that you may not see it in every home, but in the homes that you do, it will be their third vehicle, which will do this. I'm like,
and your third vehicle is going to be
Really?
way more higher priced than your first two.
I've never thought about it.
And I think the other side of it, they
than
started
a
pushing. They started pushing this whole, well, you can power your house with it. You can do this with it. You can do that with it. And you're like, yeah, I guess I can.
Yeah.
Well, you can buy a generator,
Or you can buy a generator.
Yeah, a whole lot cheaper than a Tesla or whatever.
Yeah, I think the
else.
way they did, and they talked about, the ozone. Boy, when they let John Kerry speak, if you watched that, you would have realized it's all BS. Just listening to him talk, and I'm going, here's the thing: there's a place for it. There shouldn't have been a mandate for it.
Right.
That's what the
Well,
bad part of it
you
was.
said it best a few years ago, and it was how about we let the consumers decide what vehicles we
Well,
should
haven't they?
I think they have.
They have. They
Yeah,
spoke
and I
of
think
that
they've
we don't
spoken.
want them. Or, well, smaller percentage wants them.
Right.
That's been proven.
Yeah.
So.
Well, just look. The numbers came out, and it was the EVs went from a 37-day supply. Now they're at 86 and growing.
Yeah.
And so they're expecting by the end of the year, there's going to be 110, 120 days supply and growing.
Yep.
And so when are they going to take the bath on the inventory?
And
And if you don't have that price point,
Right.
like you do and some other makes and models that are out there that are that 35-ish and under, they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
What's the resale on a pre-owned EV?
So
how's that
that
going?
becomes
Depends on the maker model.
it depends on the maker model, and it's also going to depend. Now, here's where we as dealers are going to have to be smarter. Does the battery charge to 80%? Does it charge to 100%? What is the battery capacity and the lifespan of that battery?
Well, let me just ask you this question: if Tesla pulls up and wants to trade for whatever they're going to trade for, and you get it, What is
I'm going to get a Bybit and lay it down.
You'd say so, but I can't keep them on a used car lot.
You know what? I said that jokingly. There's so many dealers that love having Teslas on their lot.
So you'd be able to sell it, or
Oh, absolutely.
turn it
I got
without
no
problem?
question with it. The question is, what is the capacity? What is the life of the battery?
And what is the pricing of it?
Well, the pricing is going to depend on the life of batteries.
Yeah, but to
How do you
his
know the
point,
life
bigger,
of the battery?
That's what we
you got
have
to take
do.
it back and test it.
Yeah.
Because it may not be running on 100%. You may be been charged and used so much that you only have
80 or
your
whatever.
60% of the battery life. And look, the average battery system in there at $38,000. It's a lot of coin.
So it's basically like mileage on the vehicle, but it's on the battery.
Battery life. Yeah.
214-787-1190. We're getting things wrapped up here. I want to thank Jason Long and his staff for having us out to celebrate 22 years on air here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Remember, we help you, your family, your friends. Doesn't matter. Your mother-in-law, even if you don't like her, it doesn't matter. We'll help them
We
out.
like her.
We
like her.
Yeah, we love them.
We'll treat her right.
Go to theautomotiveedge.com. That's theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Contact Kurt. Leave me your name and number, and let us help you out. And by the way, we just launched our 12th video on our YouTube channel, the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Your video is up to 13,000 views.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they like
Nice.
it. And so right now we're going to pass the 40,000 views and 500 viewed hours on all the videos that we're doing. And we got another 5 videos that we're planning for next week. And then we're going to be doing some in-studio videos. And Bo will be heading up the class on technology
Nice.
videos. So we'll be getting his insight on the foofer valve and a few other things.
Reverstat.
Yeah, how to put in the blinker fluid. I mean, he's going to be handling all that for us. So be sure to go to the Automotive Edge YouTube channel and check out all the videos. Be sure to subscribe. And if there's a certain make or model that you want us to do a demonstration, a video on, let us know, and we'll get that video knocked out. So I want to thank everybody, mainly all the sponsors. I want to thank Jason for 10 years with Eldorado Chevrolet. And they've helped us with so many projects with our adoptive teacher. We just got through taking care of a ton of families for Thanksgiving. We're going to be helping out a bunch for the Christmas holidays because we just don't know what's going on with people. So go ahead and offer it up because there's somebody always out there in need or needing help. And we know that sometime in life, you're going to need help with your automotive needs. You're going to need a new car. You're going to need a pre-owned car, whatever the case may be. And then what's really important is, how well will you be taken care of after you buy the car? And that's what separates this Chevy dealer from most. Is it's not just hello and congratulations. Now we're going to take care of your automobile for you. And it runs through the whole system.
Absolutely, it does. You know, we're not just here for one sale. We're here for generational sales. And we know in order to do that, not only do we have to take care of you on your purchase, but also after the fact. So we just don't want to sell you a car. We want a place where you can send your friends and family with confidence. And so that's what we strive to do.
And a big day coming up for you next month.
Big day coming up for me next month.
You
graduate in December. So
you
that'll
have
be fun.
another week to go, or where?
Oh no, it will be the week before Christmas is when I.
But
go.
you still
So
have
it's,
another.
yeah, it's my last.
Okay. It's usually a full week.
It's a full week. Yeah, it's a full week.
Wow.
And then you
That's
get
it.
your coin.
And I've got 2 coins already.
You got 'em?
One. Yeah, I've won a couple of coins so far.
Nah, you want a couple of coins.
Yep.
Not a lot of people leave with coins.
Yep, I know. So it was pretty fun. I showed you one.
So what did that cost you to get the coin?
Let me tell you what. So,
You know what? You want to do it to Bo?
I don't-
Should I do the
no,
magic
wait till
trick to
after we
Bo?
get
Okay,
done.
we'll do it with Bo.
I don't get stumped a whole lot, but he freaking stumped me, and I went. And what's funny was he was laughing the whole time. I'm like, "We're just having." I said, "What is he finding so funny?" He stumped me.
It was pretty fun.
So yeah, we'll let Bo play along when
Okay.
we get done here. But remember, if you have an automotive need, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, be sure to go to theautomotiveedge.com. Friends, family, significant others. Last week alone, I just told you with the 5 car deals that we did, people were shocked because people are coming in thinking they have bad credit, and they're just coming in going, help me. But what you want to do is to take it and give them hope and shine light on it, because you've always told me it's not about the one sale, it's about generational sales.
Absolutely, it is. And we wanted you to find a home, a place where you can not only purchase your vehicle, but bring your vehicle for service. We want to be able to help you through your entire ownership life of your vehicles. And, you know, it's a lot easier when you can create an environment where people can trust you.
Can I
It
read
really is.
something that the great, awesome Melinda Chase sent?
Yep.
She said, and she was very instrumental in getting you going.
She was.
Okay, so she says, I just wanted to say how proud I am of what you've done, Mr. Chase, Kurt, with the show for 22 years. All the people you've helped and how it's been a vessel for good and great things and helping teachers and single moms and their consumers with their buying power and purchases. Bo Carver, you are a great asset for Kurt's show. Y'all work well together, and you are a family to us.
Wow. How about
And
that?
Bo's helped out a lot of married moms. So congratulations. Bo.
There you go. I keep trying.
And that's it, folks.
Yabba dabba do.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Oh, boy.
I-
Thank you, Melinda. I
Way to go,
appreciate that.
Jason. I got
Wow,
nothing now, buddy.
It's all over now. We
Drum
might as well
roll,
just
please.
sign off. It's like drop mic after that.
So I'm telling you, wow. No need to wait. We have no idea what's going on. So if you can hear my voice, come by pickup truck up to $17,250 off. But everything that he has on sale is a 2026. The Equinox, the Colorado, the Traverse, the Equinox, and look, 8,000 off, 6,500 off, 8,000 off, 6,000 off, up to 17,250 off.
Yeah, there's no pressure here.
Yeah, why you want to run around to a bunch of different places to find out? Well, just head to 380 and 75 and just get it done.
Yeah, let's make shopping fun. Come on by.
Make it easy. That's the biggest thing. I think one of
Exactly.
the things that people hate is how difficult it becomes on their whole system.
All right, we got to roll.
Everything. All right.
Remember, turn off those electronics, get reconnected. Tell that person you love them. I love you, Melinda. Thank you for all that you've done promoting me to do what I do. Big Wheels,
Yes.
thanks
we do
for
what
7 great years.
Yes,
Jason,
yes.
10 years,
Yes.
and more to come. Have a blessed day.
And thanks everybody for being a part of our broadcast today. Don't forget that every Saturday we're here from 8 to noon on Talk Radio 1190 and all our social media sites. Until next Saturday, have a very blessed
Larry
weekend.
back in studio. You're the best. Thank you, brother.